the history, the tradition, the fun of Kernels baseball. It's time for exciting live coverage of Kernels baseball, right here on the Kernels Radio Network. Now, the voice of the Kernels. In his 11th season, here's John Rogers.
We have a beautiful Monday evening. Hot dogs are only $1, and the Kernels square at one game apiece with the Fort Wayne Wizards will play the San Diego Padre Farmhands in Game 3 of this four-game series, and it's the first leg of a Kernel 8-game homestand that will take us right up into the All-Star break. We have a number of topics that we're going to talk to, well, at least two or three, with Bob Brooks, Hall of Fame sportscaster. Bob is with us on this beautiful Monday evening. It's Brooks at Bat here on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And, Bob, you're so good at keeping current on everything in the world of sports. I thought we'd start with the unfortunate news today about another professional athlete being seriously injured riding a motorcycle. We don't know the details yet, who was at fault, but I go back to the kid from Duke who was a guard for the Bulls a couple of years ago. His career has essentially been ended, and it looks like Ben Roethlisberger was seriously shaken up. And, Bob, why is it that these young athletes don't take more caution? Are they thrill seekers? Are they just young and exuberant? But why do these things happen?
Well, I think that the athletes who ride those things think they're indestructible. I think that they think that I can control this, and it's not dangerous, and I won't wear a helmet, and that's what happens. The thing I'm most amazed at is that Roethlisberger has probably the best agent, certainly the most recognizable agent around these days in Mike Steinberg, and between his agent and the Pittsburgh Steelers, it has not come out that they had a no motorcycle deal in his contract. Now, most professional clubs these days put that right in there. You cannot ride a motorcycle, and if you do, you forfeit your contract.
So initially, Bob, you're hearing that he did not have that in his contract, and
well, that's what I've heard, but
well, remember when Jim Lomborg was skiing after his Cy Young Award-winning season with the Red Sox in '67? He fell down on the slopes of Vail or Aspen, and Jim Lomborg was never the same. An athlete does have to have that. You don't want him to stop living and having fun, but at the same time, the window of earning opportunity and stardom, a career is only, it's a small window. You would hope they could put off some of the feelings of indestructibility or young exuberance or thrill-seeking until after their career.
Well, apparently he was going over the Monongahela Bridge, and at an intersection off the Monon Bridge, why he hit another car. I don't know whether, it's one of those intersection deals, but he suffered a broken jaw and a broken nose.
Ooh.
And he's listed, thank goodness, in stable condition, serious but stable. But by the same token, with a broken jaw, you can't eat solid food for a long period of time, and the rehab and everything. I would just guess that he probably will never be the same.
And Bob, he's a signal caller, and you can't minimize how you have to bark signals out.
No, and getting hit in the jaw again out on the field. But he didn't have a helmet on, as we've indicated, but he's not alone in this area. It's happened to a lot of athletes. Well, some people say, well, you could sprain your ankle or sprain your knee stepping off the curb, which is true. But it shows, to me anyway, that you have a lack of respect for what you're doing.
Your profession.
It's the off-season, and anything goes, and here's a man who is well-educated and a very nice guy and a terrific player, and let's hope he gets back 100%, but it'll be a big, big question.
Brooks at bat. Bob Brooks is with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. The weather is summer-like again after our...
Thank goodness.
Yes, after our winter, or our late...
Yes, our winter.
Whew, it was cold this weekend, Bob, in the mid-50s here at the ballpark. Bob, tonight is a milestone. The young professional umpires are coming back, and I imagine it'll take them a while to get back into the swing of things. And you know so much about sports and baseball. Umpires have changed over the years, just like players have. I remember, Bob, as late as the late 50s or early 60s, when I was a little boy, umpires used to wear, for lack of a better term, Sunday best suits, sometimes with bow ties, sometimes with neckties.
Yes, they, professional golfers did the same thing in the early days. They wore a tie and kind of a dress shirt out on the course, but umpires used to wear a little bow tie. And Jocko Conlon, you might remember that name.
He's one of the legends.
Yes, and he wore a bow tie all the time and had a Irish temper to go with that bow tie. One day in Los Angeles, when the Dodgers had moved out there, Leo DeRocher was the manager of the Dodgers, and Jocko, who incidentally had a florist. He was a florist in the off-season. He ran a flower shop in Chicago.
Is that right? I never knew that.
And he was down umpiring first base, and there was a bang-bang play, and went against the Dodgers. And DeRocher erupted, went out on the field, and remonstrated with Jocko, and he got madder and madder. And he finally kicked him in the shin, which would normally hurt. But Jocko, being the full-blown umpire he was, had shin guards on, and he turned around and kicked DeRocher back. And, of course, Leo the left didn't have any protective stuff, and, man, that hurt, and he got out of there in a hurry.
Well, Bob, that's a great story, because I bet you not only did Leo have a black and blue shin from Jocko kicking him back, but I bet DeRocher's toes were pretty sore from ramming them into Jocko Conlon's shin guards.
I should imagine.
We're going to take...
Leo got what he deserved.
Yes, finally. We're going to hear more from Bob on this beautiful Monday evening. Come on out. The sun's shining, 74 degrees.
Join us here at the ballpark.
Yes, meet us here at the stadium. It's beautiful, and the Kernels are going to play the Wizards in Game 3 of a 4-game series. Bob and I will wrap things up on Brooks at Bat in just a moment here at the ballpark on the Kernel Radio Network. I'm sorry.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium, the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Bob Brooks is with us. Brooks at bat. And, Bob, we're going to keep dwelling on the positive and praising these ball players. A good friend of mine, Leonard Ranson from downtown Rotary Club. I'm sure you know Leonard.
I know him very, very well. Yes.
Super positive guy. He goes, John.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. He does a great job, too, for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He was the speaker, one of the speakers, when Zach Johnson was here in town a short time ago. And, Leonard, you did a wonderful job.
Well, thanks, Bob, because Leonard came up to me. He goes, now, John, don't be too hard on the guys. Use my Oreo cookie theory. And I said, Leonard, let me have it. Let's hear it. He said the Oreo cookie, the top of it, praise. The middle of it, point out to the listeners what the guys did wrong. The bottom of the Oreo cookie praise again. And I want us to praise the Kernels. It's been a tough first half, but any team that's gone out of 64 games, gone into extra innings 11 times, yes, we're 2-9 in extra innings. However, to get into extra innings means that you're getting very, very good starting pitching. Aiden Hart and Merritt combined, I believe, are 15-3.
That's a terrific mark, and I notice they're going to pitch Thursday, Friday, and the Moose goes on the weekend on Saturday. Now, Aiden Hart has a 2.07 ERA, and Merrick is 2.46, and the Moose, he stands at 3.14, which isn't too bad. That gives you 3 solid pitchers, hopefully, for the second half. Maybe the Angels think that these 3 together in the second half can even have a more successful second half, and we'll leave them here. That is for the Angels to decide, but so far, so good. But, you know, we've all been theorizing that Aiden Hart or Merrick would be moved along to Rancho or maybe even Double-A.
Well, we'll wait and see, because they've both been a combined record of 15-3. And, Bob, a final thought, what I was thinking of going way back to when I was a little kid. My dad had mixed emotions on Sandy Koufax and Don Dryle's dual holdout in 65, I believe it was. They joined David Jansen, of all people, on the movie set out there in Hollywood to show Walter O'Malley they meant business. And back then, Bob, all they were, and I don't mean to minimize this, but all they were asking for was $100,000 each, because they were the reasons that people came out to Dodger Stadium to see them pitch.
Yes, that's one of the things we can think about here as the Angels. They're in need of some pitching, too, and whether or not they have anything at AAA or AA that would be Major League caliber at this moment, we have to wait and see. Yes, people come to the ballpark to see pitchers. Roger Clemens, look at what he's done in Lexington and Corpus Christi. I mean, he, in 2 games, has made their year financially, really.
Exactly. Standing room only. Capacity.
Well, and those 2 games will mean profit and loss.
That's a great illustration of how guys can become drawing cards or billing, marketing marquee people. And
I would hope that Aiden Hart or Merrick would be the 1-2 pitchers for the West in the All-Star game.
Another good insight, Bob, because on paper the East is loaded. They have almost all of their teams above 500, or they have 3 of their teams above 500. We only have 2 of ours above 500, so on paper the East is loaded. And, yeah, that would be a thrill for either of those guys to be named the starter for the West come next Tuesday in Davenport. Well, Bob, here's our young umpires appearing on the scene, and I think you and I can finish up Brooks at bat by commending the umpires who we saw work here at home. Jack Rader did a great job. I'll let you in on a little secret. There was a point where Jack thought he was going to have Bill Quinby and Lanny Peterson out there. They're both excellent officiator guys, but I wouldn't want Lanny and Bill to have to go through that, because it's tough out there.
Well, yes, it is, and at their advancing years, their ability to get away from a line drive isn't exactly what it was a few years ago. But the minor league umpires, I thought it was a useless situation for both sides. I thought it should have been decided much sooner. We shouldn't go till the 12th of June with substitute umpires. But that was the story, and I hope they're satisfied enough to put themselves on a professional pedestal and do an excellent job. The substitute umpires here in Cedar Rapids did very, very well. I don't think you couldn't find one fan in 1,000 who would know the difference.
No, you're absolutely.
Where the change was, and most of the gripes came from, was at the AAA level.
Okay, where the game is faster.
Yes, and they're more attuned to
The nuances.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very true.
I have a thing for you to check with Bobby Maggiano.
I sure will, Bob.
On Friday.
Yep.
When you...
for his question. Yeah.
Roger Clemens said when he pitched in Lexington that he wanted to use Major League Baseballs, not minor league baseballs.
Wow.
So you find out from if what the minor league ball is juiced or unjuiced or wound or not wound as much.
Bob, we sure will. I did not know Roger made that comment. That's very, very interesting that the Rocket...
I presume the umpire said, well, you're going to make $12 million this year. Why don't you go out and buy a few dozen to see then you can have your own.
Bob, I know that Peter and Blair are out for the summer from Arthur, and please, again, treat them and yourself to a couple of great meals at Zio Giano's. We're going to have you back at Brooks at Bat, on Thursday evening.
Yes, we shall be in the dugout and see what we can dig out of the dugout, all right?
It's been interesting so far.
Yes, it has. It's been great fun, John.
Bob Brooks, thank you so much for being with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. I'll be back in just a minute after this word from our fine sponsor, South Slope Communications, with the Game 3 starting lineups between the Kernels and Fort Wayne. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Well, after hearing from Bob Brooks on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, Lanny Peterson drops in, and I don't think Lanny knows we discussed he and Bill Quinby as fellas that Jack Rader almost had to call upon to umpire during the protracted labor dispute that was settled, and our regular umpires are here this evening. They're sponsored by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Anderson & Brown Eye Care knows that things come into focus when the umpires are on the field, and they come into focus, too, when you visit their new location in Hiawatha on Boyson Road. Easy in, easy out. Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a full-service eye care center. That means you can have your eyes examined and then pick out your glasses and or contact lenses right on site. Our Anderson & Brown Eye Care umpires on the diamond, Brad Perdome, and behind the plate, Anthony West. Here's the starting lineup for Randy Reddy and his Fort Wayne Wizards. They have a record of 29-32, and they won the game in the 15th inning yesterday on a home run by reserve catcher Brandon Gautier. Leading off in left field for Fort Wayne is Javis Diaz. Mike Sanso will bat second. He's in center field. The right fielder's Mike Baxter hitting third. Kyle Blank's the biggest man in the league. I saw him in the Wizard clubhouse before the game, and I said, fella, you're the biggest guy in this league, 6'6", 270. I shook his hand, and my hand disappeared in his. Blanks is the DH batting cleanup. Batting fifth for Fort Wayne, Seth Johnston at third base. The catcher's Nick Hundley, and Hundley will bat sixth. Batting seventh for Fort Wayne, Darrell Jones, the first baseman. It's Abraham Aguilar at second, and batting ninth, the shortstop, Jesus Lopez. On the hill for the visitors is Joel Santo, 6'3", 180, 22-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic. Joel Santo is 1-4 and lost 4, an ERA of 5.73. He was an 8-4 loser his last time out Wednesday at Battle Creek, or in Grand Rapids, Michigan. On this delightful Monday evening, why don't you, if you're not coming to the ballpark, head on out to Allen Motor Company. They're open until 9 o'clock tonight. And listen to this headline, plush, lush, and affordably priced. That's the 2005 Buick LeSabre Custom right now, just $199 a month at Allen Motor Company. And your first year's maintenance is free at Allen Motor Company when you buy that plush, lush, affordably priced 2005 Buick LeSabre. Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup, the league's leading base stealer in center, Brad Kuhn leading off. Switch hitting all-star shortstop Heinle Stacia will bat second. Batting third and catching, Brett Martinez. Clint Whipke will serve as the DH and cleanup batter this evening in the Allen Motor Company lineup, followed by Mark Trumbo at first base. Larry Infante will bat seventh. He'll be bat sixth. He's at third base tonight. Dallas Morris injured his hand, and he should be back in the Kernel lineup tomorrow afternoon. Stantrell Smith in left field will bat seventh. It's Marco Albano playing second base and hitting eighth. Then batting ninth for the Kernels in right field is Madison Edwards. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company starting lineup on the hill is 18-year-old right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Tommy, a no decision in his last start. That was Wednesday in Davenport. It was an afternoon game, an 11-inning, 8-7 loss. Tommy pitched 5 innings, surrendered 7 runs on 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 1. Tommy Mendoza's 3-5. He's making his 14th start of the year, and his ERA is 5.35. Let's join Dale Broad, our public address announcer, as he introduces our national anthem singer.
During the singing of our national anthem, it is being performed this evening by Faye Dudley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, that was Faye Dudley from Mix 96.5 FM. They're one of our 3 sponsors, the Home Run Hot Tub, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, proudly provided by Whirling Waters. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members are dashing off the diamond on this beautiful Monday night. Remember, tomorrow is a special time, a noon start. Those noon starts have become so popular. Jack Rader and his crew, headed by Dave Soper, the concession folks, just make it so much fun to come out. And tomorrow afternoon's supposed to be another lovely, sunny, low humidity, mid-70s afternoon. We'd love to see you here. Meet us at the stadium. Let's tell you a little bit more about Tommy Mendoza, the Kernel starter this evening. His parents, Nelson Mendoza and Angelinos Mendoza, visited us earlier this spring, and I know they're tuned in tonight along with their friends and family down in Miami, Hialeah, Florida. Tommy is making his 14th start of the year. He's pitched 77 1/3 innings. The right-hander has allowed 82 hits. Struck out 64 in 77 1/3. This is the amazing stat for Tommy Mendoza. He's only walked 18 batters in 77 1/3 innings. Tommy with a 5.35 ERA, and the league hitting .325 against Tommy Mendoza. And a pesky leadoff batter will be up now for Randy Reddy and his Fort Wayne Wizards. That pesky leadoff man is Javis Diaz. Javis Diaz didn't play yesterday. He singled leading off the game in the series opener here Saturday night, but was thrown out trying to steal second. And Tommy's first pitch is down the middle, strike one called to the left-handed batter. He's playing in his 4th game. Strike 2 called from Tommy Mendoza. Tommy Mendoza is ahead of Javis Diaz, the left-handed batter, 0-2, and a swing and a miss. Javis Diaz took the first 2 pitches for strikes, and then the left-handed hitting leadoff batter fanned on the next delivery, and there's 1 away here in the top of the first inning for Fort Wayne, and the batter is Mike Sanso. Some bloated numbers to report from yesterday. That's because we played a 15-inning, 4-hour, and 19-minute contest. Sanso was 2 for 7. And a fastball is a strike called from Tommy Mendoza. Sanso squeezed Fort Wayne's first run home in their 2-run second inning, a perfectly executed suicide squeeze. He nubs one right back to the hill. Tommy knocks it down, picks it up, and throws to Mark Trumbo. 2 gone here in the top of the first inning. Mike Sanso slaps it back to the base of the mound for a 1-3 putout. Sanso singled and scored in the Wizard 3-run fourth inning yesterday. He went 2 for 7. Mike's retired, and here comes the number 3 hitter, left-handed batter Mike Baxter, a 4th-round pick of the Padres in 2005. Baxter is 5 for 11 in this series. He was 3 for 7 yesterday. He drove in a run in Fort Wayne's 3-run fourth inning. Mike Baxter. The Wizards wear grade road uniforms with navy blue socks, navy blue trim. A high pop foul drifting toward the Wizard third base dugout, chased by Brett Martinez, the catcher, and by Larry Infante, the third baseman, but it hits on top of the dugout over there at third. And it's strike 1 to Mike Baxter. Mike hitting .230. 1 home run, 17 RBIs for Mike Baxter. Stands straight up at the plate with virtually no knee bend and whacks the next pitch foul off to the left. Strike 2. 2 gone here in the opening frame. The Kernels have a makeshift lineup out there due to an injury to Dallas Morris. Dallas hurt his hand in yesterday's game. He assured me he should be able to play tomorrow. Colonel trainer Eric Munson holding Dallas Morris out of this game as a precautionary measure to let that hand rest. Mendoza's next pitch is high, a fastball. Now a changeup is bounced to the right side. Tommy sprints to his left, has it, then just keeps right on going and tags first base himself. An unassisted putout for Colonel 18-year-old right-hander Tommy Mendoza on a topper to the right of home plate by Mike Baxter. Well, what a terrific first inning for the 18-year-old Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza as he retires Fort Wayne 1-2-3, nothing across. And after 1/2 inning on a lovely Monday night, Dollar Dog Monday, it's the Wizards nothing and the Kernels coming to bat. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds. Gotcha. Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Tommy Mendoza making his 14th start of the year for the Kernels, retired Fort Wayne in order in the top of the first. Here we go to the lower half of the first. And Brad Kuhn, who leads the league in steals with 22, is first up against right-hander Joel Santo. Santo has won 4 and lost 4. in 5 relief appearances and 7 starts. Joel is using a full windup, and his delivery is a strike call to the Colonel leadoff batter, Brad Kuhn. Kuhn's a .251 hitter on the year. No homers, 17 RBIs. And he and Flint Whipke tied for the team lead with 5 triples each. The 0-1 to Brad is low, a changeup. Kuhn singled and scored yesterday in the Colonel 2-run first inning. Walk leading off the 13th inning, but the Colonels could not drive him home in that 15-inning 7-6 Wizard win. Joel Santo brings in a fastball on the outside corner, strike 2. Brad has hit safely in his last 8 games. An 8-game hitting streak for Kuhn. Make it 9 as he drills one into center field for a leadoff single. Brad Kuhn drilled it right over the head of Joel Santo, getting it back in the center fielder Mike Sanso. And the Colonels have Kuhn at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Heinley Stacia, the batter, hitting .275. The Colonels put Warner Madrigal on the disabled list earlier today and have brought in a new outfielder, Anderson Rosario. Rosario was originally to be in Bobby Magallanes' starting lineup, but he didn't get here in time to suit up. A bouncer to first, and the first baseman Darrell Jones throws to second out, and that's all the Wizards get. A chopper off the bat of Heinley Stacia forces Brad Kuhn 3-6. 3-6. Kuhn is erased at second, and Heinley Stacia reaches on a fielder's choice. Heinley Stacia was 1 for 5 yesterday with a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Here's Brett Martinez. Brett sits safely in 6 straight games, lifting his average to .223. Martinez, a run-scoring single to right field in the Colonel 2-run first yesterday. Then he homered, leading off the Colonel 3-run 8th. Brett goes the other way and lofts the first pitch foul up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, where we have 2 groups up there to welcome from Yellow Book and SIPCO, the Central Iowa Power Cooperative. That's an acronym most of us are familiar with, SIPCO. Brett Martinez with 2 homers. They've come in the last 3 games. 20 RBIs. Batting with Stacia at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and a breaking pitch from Joel Santo is low and away for ball 1. Brett steps out to look at Eric Owens, who's serving as the third base coach for the 4th straight game. Bobby Magallanes watching this one from the Colonel first base dugout. Martinez, a slightly open stance, leans back from a fastball from the Wizard right-hander, ball 1. The Colonel team batting average is .236. That's tied for 11th in the league. The Colonels are 3rd in the league in home runs with 38. We've hit 1 more home run than the Wizards. They've hit 37. Is a hit and run in order? No, Stacia not running, and Martinez pumps the next pitch foul into the sweets just to our right. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning on a 74-degree, beautiful Tuesday night. Beautiful Monday night. Tomorrow, a noon start on Tuesday. I'm ahead of myself. There goes Stacia. A pitch high for a ball. The throw to second, and Heinley is tagged out by second baseman Abraham Aguilar. Abraham Aguilar had the throw waiting for Heinley. It was not a good throw by catcher Nick Hundley. It was high into the right field side of second. That means a hit and run must have been on, and that Heinley slowed down a little bit between first and second. He's gone, and there are 2 away here in the Colonel first inning. Now Martinez belts one foul high over the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. The count remains full to Brett Martinez. The Wizards in their gray road uniforms with navy blue caps and gray bills. The payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Brett Martinez walks on a full count changeup from Joel Santo, the right-hander. Santo was beaten soundly in his last start. That was Wednesday night in Grand Rapids, Michigan, against the Eastern Division leading West Michigan Whitecaps. Joel Santo went 5 innings Wednesday night in Grand Rapids. Or check that. That game was in Fort Wayne. He went 5 innings, gave the Whitecaps 6 runs on 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 3, let up his low to Flint Whipke. Flint is the Colonel cleanup batter this evening. .268 hitter with 1 home run, 18 RBIs. Whipke was a 38th round pick of the Angels last year out of Georgia Southern University. Lives in Gainesville. And he rips one off the glove of the first baseman, Darrell Jones, into right. Brett Martinez is trying for third. The throw there cut off, a throw back to first. Whipke is hung up between first and second, and now the runner trying to score from third, and Brett Martinez is out at the plate. Another base-running gaffe by the Kernels as I'm getting the scoring from Al Gruwell. Flint Whipke lined a single off the glove of Darrell Jones into right. Brett Martinez went to third. The throw was cut off, and Flint Whipke got too far off first base. And here's how the inning ended. Right fielder to shortstop, 9-6 to first baseman Jones to the catcher, 9-6-3-2. That's how Brett Martinez was out at the plate. No runs in the first for the Kernels. 2 hits, a walk, a man caught trying to steal second. There were no Wizard errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man on. And after 1 inning, it's the Kernels and Wizards, no score, here at the ballpark. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for the Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
More of what you're looking for. Just yourself.
Kernels just ran themselves out of a possible scoring chance in the first inning as the Wizards threw into the cutoff man, the shortstop from right fielder Mike Baxter, and Flint Whipke, the man who lined the single into right, rounded first and then got caught in a rundown. Between first and second, the first baseman Darrell Jones threw home and got Brett Martinez, who was forced to try to score after Flint got in that pickle. The leadoff batter is Kyle Blanks for Fort Wayne here in the top of the second. He grounds one foul past third, strike 1. Kyle's a right-handed slugger, and he lifts one in the air to shallow center, and it's Brad Kuhn racing in to make the play. Kyle Blanks broke his bat, and the barrel of the bat almost hit the on-deck hitter for Fort Wayne. That's Seth Johnston. Well, Kyle Blanks, who yesterday walked in the first, has flown out to center here to open up the second, and it's 4 straight now, retired by Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Boy, is it a beautiful night here at the ballpark. 74 degrees, ball 1 misses inside to Seth Johnston. Seth was 1 for 8 yesterday, singled in a run and scored, and the Wizard 3-run fourth inning. He corks one fair, past the diving Larry Infante at third into the left field corner. Stantrell Smith struggles getting it out of that corner. Now Stantrell heaves it into third, and it's a one-out double for Seth Johnston, his team-high 18th double of the year. Seth Johnston has thrashed a double just inside the third base line, down the left field line. Larry Infante playing third base tonight in place of Dallas Morris, who injured his hand in yesterday's game. And Larry Infante could not get a glove on that hard-hit smash. And the Wizards have their first base runner of the evening. A one-out Seth Johnston double here in the second inning. The batter now is Nick Hundley. He didn't play yesterday in the 15-inning Fort Wayne victory. Nick is a right-handed hitter, and ball one is a fastball up and in. Nick Hundley batting .248, 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. He's from the University of Arizona. 22 years old. Not a big guy. They list him at 6'1", 210. The 1-0 from Mendoza is grounded foul past third. That one goes off the maroon Union tarp cover that proudly displays this stadium built with union labor. Strike one to Nick Hundley. We're in the top of the second inning, and the Wizards have a man on second with one out. Fort Wayne as a team is batting .254. That's 18 points higher than our ball club. The Wizards rank 6th in the league in batting, tied for 6th with that .254 average. A terrific changeup from Tommy Mendoza is strike two called to Nick Hundley. Nick played 36 games with the Wizards last year, played in 10 games, had 36 at-bats, and hit .222. Spent most of his year at Eugene, where he hit .250 in Oregon. Ooh, a fastball just missed low and away, according to plate umpire Anthony West. His partner on the diamond is Brad Perdome, Purdom. Our regular professional umpires are back with us after a long strike. The 2-2 to Hundley. Drilled into left center for extra bases, I think. A run will score to make it 1-0. Stantrell Smith comes up throwing and holds the batter, Hundley, to a long single. Seth Johnston comes racing home on a 2-2 pitch that was hammered into left center by Nick Hundley. And Stantrell Smith made a fine play to cut it off and throw it into second and prevent Nick Hundley from trying for a double. The Wizards are on the board. They lead it here in the second inning, 1-0. That RBI for Nick Hundley is 25th of the year. He hit it hard into the left center field alley where Stantrell Smith cut it off. The batter now is Darryl Jones. And he drills one high and deep. No, he got it off the trademark. Coming in is Brad Kuhn, and Brad has it. Darryl Jones hit that pitch from Tommy Mendoza off the trademark. When it left the bat, it looked like it was going to go a long way. Well, actually, Tommy Mendoza sawed Darryl Jones off. Darryl broke his bat. And Brad Kuhn came in to his right, and in left center field, Brad gloves it for the second out of the inning. Boy, Tommy Mendoza looks good here in the early going. Here's Abraham Aguilar, 2 for 7 yesterday. Doubled and scored in Fort Wayne's 2-run second inning. And then Aguilar singled and scored in their 3-run fourth inning. Abraham Aguilar, right-handed hitter. And he looks at ball one just high from Tommy Mendoza. Abraham's hitting .206. No home runs, 6 RBIs. A fastball from the Colonel right-hander is in there for strike one called. Colonel outfield plays Abraham Aguilar straight away. A changeup dips downstairs to the right-handed hitting second baseman, who steps out to check the signals being flashed by his manager, coaching way down the third base line. He is even with the Fort Wayne bullpen plates. Randy Reddy. The 2-1 is a belt-high fastball for strike two. Aguilar is a Panamanian. Well, how many of you played hooky or took a long lunch to watch the United States open the World Cup in a disappointing loss to the Czechs? 3-0, I believe, was the final, and that was a disappointment to United States soccer fans. Swinging a foul straight back by Aguilar. Doesn't get any easier for the footballers from the United States. They have to play Italy next. The World Cup is a whole different level of soccer. Sports Illustrated did quite a spread on the United States men's soccer team and how they could possibly win the World Cup. That's about as far-fetched as you can get. Swing, or a curve, and a strike 3 called. Abraham Aguilar should have swung at that breaking pitch from Tommy Mendoza. A beautiful curve on the outside corner. 1 run for the Wizards in the top of the second. 2 hits. There were no Kernel errors, and Fort Wayne leaves 1 aboard. And we go to the bottom of the second. The Wizards on top of the Kernels, 1-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Every day we use products that come to us in plastics. Milk jugs, water bottles, laundry detergent, ice cream. These are just a few of the hundreds, thousands of products that benefit from plastics. But once you're done using them, what do you do with them? Recycle. It takes no more energy to put that plastic in your blue recycling box rather than the trash. But what it does save is landfill space and natural resources. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's just that easy. This message brought to you by Solid Waste and Recycling Services.
How about visiting the plant people at PEX? This month of June would be a great time to do it because June is Perennial Gardening Month at PEX Flower Shop and Garden Center. You can start your lasting perennial garden with PEX's wide variety of new and all-time favorite perennials. PEX has a wonderful selection of quality perennials and they'll help you select the right ones for your garden or your yard. Each week during this month of June, PEX will feature a perennial plant available for a special price. So be sure to look for this week's special featured perennial as you stroll through PEX's many acres of plants and flowers. PEX Flower Shop and Garden Center, Nursery and Landscaping. They're open until 8 tonight, every weeknight, and open till 5 on Saturdays. PEX is celebrating their 50th year of growing with Eastern Iowa. Good-sized crowd here this evening to see Game 3 between the Kernels and the Fort Wayne Wizards. Fort Wayne got a 1-out double from their number 5 hitter, Seth Johnston, and then he scored when Nick Hundley lined a single into left center. The Kernels will have Mark Trumbo, Larry Infante, and Stantrell Smith to face right-hander Joel Santo here in the bottom of the second inning. Come one, come all to see Reggie this Friday evening. Reggie, one of the great touring acts in all of minor league baseball. He's zany, he's fun, he's unpredictable, he's hilarious. Everything you'd want from affordable family entertainment this Friday evening. Reggie will be here. Remember, tomorrow we wrap this series up with a noon start. And we'd love to see you here. So would Fairfax State Savings Bank. A change-up is a strike call to the Kernel number 5 hitter, Mark Trumbo. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to come through the gates tomorrow. That is Wednesday's an off day. I'm a day ahead of myself. Tomorrow's a triple play Tuesday. So scratch that. The Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesdays. Tomorrow's a triple play Tuesday. Ball 1 inside to Mark. And now he hits a towering pop-up to the left side of the Wizard infield, staggering underneath it, but making the one-handed grab. Right between second base and third is the third baseman, Seth Johnston. Mark Trumbo pops to third. Mark is riding a 5-game hitting streak, 1 away here in the Kernel second inning. And the batters, Larry Infante. Tomorrow, you can enjoy any regular sandwich, a bag of chips, and a beverage for only $5. That's the Triple Play Tuesday. Larry Infante's 3 for 8 in this series. The left-handed hitter from Venezuela holds his hands high above his red batting helmet and takes strike 1 called as fastball from the Wizard right-hander Joel Santo. Now Larry bounces one to the right side. It takes a room service hop to Aguilar, and Abraham tosses out Larry Infante. Aguilar had to go a few steps quickly to his left into the hole, but then got a charity hop and threw out Larry Infante for the second out here in the Kernel second inning. 1-0 Fort Wayne. The flag high above the 403 sign in right center here at the ballpark is perfectly motionless. The humidity is low. The temperature is 74, that is, 74 degrees. Stantrell Smith looks at strike one call, the fastball. Seth Johnston was playing even with the base, now backs up a few steps as he doesn't think Stantrell will try to bunt here in the second inning. A changeup is in the dirt for ball one. Stantrell Smith took the collar yesterday. He was 0 for 7. Stantrell batting .211. No homers, 9 RBIs. Right-handed hitter with a straightaway stance. Stantrell cocks his wrist back and forth, similar to big leaguer Gary Sheffield. And a pitch high and tight has Stantrell jackknifing out of the way, ball 2. Smith wears a protective black plastic guard on his front, that is his left ankle. Stantrell's a delightful young kid, always upbeat, always ready to play. And he grounds one to the shortstop. It's a worm burner. Jesus Lopez pegs to first to get Stantrell Smith, and the Kernels go in order in the home half of the second inning. And after 2 on this gorgeous Monday evening, it's Fort Wayne leading the Kernels 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Diet Pepsi is taking you to the movies. All kinds of movies, like horror films.
Hey, there's a guy with a hockey mask outside. Let's go see what he wants. Okay.
Sci-fi films.
Gentlemen, we're in luck. Those aliens speak American.
Kung fu movies.
Your English voiceover looks terrible. Taste my nunchucks.
Teen flicks.
I am so ugly. Well, you'd be hot if you ditched your glasses and your nerdy side ponytail. Oh, my gosh, I am hot.
Foreign films.
Le French fries, the French toast. Baguette, le poulet. Le croissant.
Crime films.
So, did you find anything?
Only this computer disc labeled totally incriminating evidence.
Well, keep looking.
Introducing the Diet Pepsi box office promotion. Find a code in specially marked Diet Pepsi packages. Collect and enter codes at dietpepsiboxoffice.com to redeem for a movie ticket, even to action movies.
Well, the bad guy's dead. I'll just turn my back. I can't believe you fell for that.
Light, crisp, refreshing Diet Pepsi.
Subject to official rules, void where prohibited. In 63006. Multiple purchases required. See website for redemption details.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
It's 1-0 Fort Wayne as the Wizards bat in the top of the third against Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Tommy, a no decision Wednesday afternoon in an 11-inning Colonel loss in Davenport. Mendoza's won 3 and lost 5. And he'll face Jesus Lopez, the number 9 hitter for the Wizards, and a swing and a miss by Jesus. 5'11", 165, 18-year-old from Mexico. Not often Tommy Mendoza gets to face a kid his age. We forget how young Tommy Mendoza is. He comes straight over the top with a fastball. It's outside, and it's 1-1. In 27 games, Jesus Lopez is batting .209. 3 home runs, 8 runs driven in. And a topper to third. Larry Infante charges, and on the run, Larry throws out the batter. Larry Infante had to come in hard for that one hopper, and Larry didn't release the ball until he was on the left side of the pitching mound. Still the third base side of the mound, but that's how far Larry Infante had to come in and to his left to throw out Jesus Lopez. 1 gone here in the Wizard third inning. Fort Wayne, as a strike is called, Javis Diaz. Javis struck out on 3 pitches, his first time up. Diaz bats from a very low crouch and shoots the 0-1 pitch foul down the left field line above the grass slope seating berm. It's 0-2 to Javis Diaz. Diaz hitting .200 in 3 games, no homers, no RBIs, no extra base hits. A bouncer to first on 2 hops. Mark Trumbo gloves it right next to the bag and retires Javis Diaz unassisted. 2 away here in the Fort Wayne third inning. Mike Sanso tapped back to the hill his first time up. Sanso is tying his right shoe before he steps to the plate with nobody on and 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Mike Sanso was an 18th-round pick of the Padres from St. Mary's Junior College in California. The lights have just been turned on here at the ballpark. As I mentioned, it's a delightfully calm Monday evening. You could be just as comfortable in shirt sleeves and shorts as you could a jacket and trousers tonight. Strike one to Sanso, and now Mike lifts one foul off to the right. Strike two. I'm telling you, Tommy Mendoza looks very good here in the early going. He's working quickly. He's throwing strikes, and he is throwing hard. Tommy has his hands up in front of his chin, now rocks them down to his belt, brings them back up, and there's a foul up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. We've already told you who's up there. Great visitors from Yellow Book and Sipco. Out on the Randy Keelhoffen's Picnic Pavilion, man, it's jammed packed. ADM, Archer's Daniel Midland, and McLeod USA are having a great time picnicking down the left field line. Here's a changeup, swung on and missed in the dirt, and Brett Martinez has to pop out in front of the plate and throw to Mark Trumbo to complete the strikeout of Mike Sanso. And that's the second inning in 3 that Tommy Mendoza has retired the Wizards in order, and he has 3 strikeouts already. We quickly go to the bottom of the third inning here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels trail Fort Wayne 1-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Kernel team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he would be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Kernels' parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players. Boy, were folks having fun in our Cluckers chicken dance. An old codger, and I don't mind calling him that because I'm an old codger, an old guy who's just having a blast, and he got the attention of Metro Studios. Boy, I wish that guy would hang around the ballpark all the time. An older fella has just won himself a chicken dinner at Cluckers because he got up and did the chicken dance as good as I've seen anybody do it here this season. We're already in the bottom of the third inning here, and Marco Albano takes a letter-high fastball for a strike. Marco is out of Boston College. He's a right-handed hitter with a .226 average on the season. No homers, 8 RBIs. Ball one low and away, a changeup. 1-0 Wizards, bottom of the third inning. Marco Albano playing for the first time in this series. Albano is 22 years old. Uses a wide ash bat, and the tall right-hander Santo brings the next one home, and it's cut on and missed by Marco. Strike 2. The Wizards have a record on the road of 15 and 15. They're a 500 club on the road at their home ballpark, Veterans Stadium in Fort Wayne. They're 14 and 17. Marco Albano is called out on strikes. That was a fastball at the knees, and Marco knew it. He was already heading into the Colonel first base dugout before the plate umpire Anthony West called him out. 1 out, and here's Madison Edwards in the Colonel third. Well, we have played 19 one-run games, 11 extra-inning games. Both of those are extraordinarily high numbers. 19 one-run games. We're 7-12 in one-run games. To put it in perspective, Fort Wayne's only played 9 one-run games. They're 3-6. Strike one to left-handed hitting Madison Edwards. Madison was 0 for 1 yesterday. He pinch hit for Tyler Johnson in the 12th inning, took over in right field in the 13th, drew a walk in the bottom of the 15th, stole second. He was the tying run at second in the bottom of the 15th when the Wizard right-hander, Nathan Staggs, got Dallas Morris to ground out to short. There's strike two to Edwards. Madison has a very unusual starting position with his hands. He's lowered them, and he points the end of his bat down towards the dirt. That's something that Ty Van Berkeley, who was in as our Angel roving minor league hitting instructor, suggested to Madison. Ooh, a changeup, and Madison fouls it off his foot. Madison goes down, and he's all right now. Edwards trying to walk it off outside the dirt batting circle. Madison Edwards hitting 148 on the year. No home runs, 2 RBIs for the Texas Tech product. Madison wears his white home pants all the way down to his shoe tops. Wears a pair of white batting gloves. He's recovered enough to continue this at bat against right-hander Joel Santo, who is retired. 4 straight Kernels. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Madison Edwards, the second Kernel to strike out here in the 3rd inning. Bases empty. 2 gone, and Brad Kuhn, who got the Kernels started on the right foot tonight with a line single into center field. The Kernels had 2 hits and a walk in the 1st inning, but did not score. It's 400 feet to dead center here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, an 8-foot-high green padded wall. The numbers on the wall are bright yellow, indicating how far the wall is from the plate. Shooting the first pitch foul from Santo down the left side is Brad Kuhn, strike one. Brad leads the Midwest League with 22 stolen bases. The Kernels lead the Midwest League in stolen bases with 86. Santo, in a full wind-up delivery, brings in a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2 to Brad Kuhn, left-handed hitting Kernel leadoff batter. Our great friend and ambassador from Solid Waste and Recycling is down below, Kirby. Kirby will conduct our most popular new promotion here at the ballpark, one of our most popular, the Shuttle Recycling Race, where we have a lot of new things that have been very, very popular here this spring and summer. Come on out. Meet me at the stadium tomorrow at noon. A fastball is high. 1-2 to Brad Kuhn. 1-0 Wizards. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3:25 down the right field line here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. 3:15 down the left field line, and 16-foot-high padded wall leading up to the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. Brad Kuhn takes a changeup, strike 3 called. Well, Joel Santos strikes out the side in the Kernel 3rd inning. As we go to the 4th, Fort Wayne leads the Kernels 1-0. And you're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and tastes, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Here we go to the top of the fourth inning. Kirby has successfully conducted a very popular recycling relay race, a shuttle relay race on behalf of Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling. As we go to the top of the fourth inning already. 1-0 Wizards. They scored the game's only run in the second inning, a one-out double by Seth Johnston, and then Nick Hundley singled him home. Number 3 hitter, the heart of the order for the Wizards, Mike Baxter, steps in, and ball one is low from Tommy Mendoza. We'll have a chance for you to earn a $5 gift certificate from the Spring House. That comes your way in the top of the sixth inning. Swing and a miss on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator in right field. We have guests in our... A changeup is in the dirt. Ball 2 to Mike Baxter. We have guests in our Whirling Waters, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub this evening. Right above the left field wall, to the right of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, our guest is Annette Ford. Ball 3 dips low from Tommy Mendoza to Mike Baxter. In the first inning, Baxter grounded out to Mark Trumbo unassisted. 230 batter, and he hits one off the end of the bat. It's tailing towards the grass slope seating berm, and Larry Infante runs out of room. Larry Infante's playing third base for the Kernels tonight. It's Stacia at short, Marco Albano at second, and Mark Trumbo at first. Stantrell Smith's in left field. The best center fielder I've seen this season. Brad Kuhn is in his customary position in center, and in right, here's a one-hopper. Larry Infante knocks it down at third, calmly picks it up and throws out Mike Baxter. Mike Baxter sliced a line drive on one hop to Larry Infante at the hot corner. Larry knocked it down. The ball laid at his feet. Infante barehanded it, picked it up with his bare hand, and threw out Mike Baxter. One away. Here in the Wizard fourth inning, in right field for the Kernels, Madison Edwards. A battery of Tommy Mendoza and Brett Martinez. Swing and a miss by Kyle Blanks, the cleanup batter. Blanks walked in the first. Yesterday capped the Wizards' 3-run fourth inning with an RBI single. Kyle hitting .302. Mammoth man, 6'6", 270. Ball one outside. Kyle Blanks flew out to center, leading off the Wizards' second inning. One gone here in the top of the fourth, 1-0 Fort Wayne. A breaking pitch from Mendoza, and it squirted foul right off Blanks' fist. It rolls to the Wizard on deck circle where Seth Johnston is taking a few slow practice cuts. The 1-2 to Blanks. Low, a fastball. Just a delightful evening for baseball here. 378 to the left center field power alley. 390 to the right center field alley. Strike 3 called. A changeup from Tommy Mendoza. 2 gone here in the Wizard fourth inning. Tommy pulled the string on Kyle Blanks. That's Tommy's 4th strikeout of the game. And 2 away here in Fort Wayne's fourth inning. Man, oh man, is Tommy Mendoza hurling well tonight. And again, I know his dad, Nelson Mendoza, and his mom, Angelinos Mendoza, are tuned in on the Internet. You can, too. You can listen right here on 1450 KMRY or by logging on to our website, www.kernels.com. Strike 1 to the batter, Seth Johnston, and now he pounds one off his front foot, and it rolls a few feet foul down the third baseline. Strike 2. 1-0 Fort Wayne. They're batting with the bases empty and 2 out here in the top of the fourth inning. The Wizards are 11th in the league in steals. They have 49 stolen bases in 61 games. This is game number 65 for us. A fastball sinks low, and it's 1-2 now to the batter. Seth Johnston, with his 18th double of the year, scored back in the second inning. Seth waits on a Tommy Mendoza changeup and bloops it foul into the first base stands. When the Kernels bat in the bottom of the fourth inning, we'll tell you how the Angel farm teams did. Halo happenings will be coming your way. In the the bottom of the fourth inning, Tommy's 1-2 is low, a changeup. It's 2-2 to Seth Johnston. Ground ball hit sharply past Mark Trumbo to Mark's left down the right field line. Seth Johnston slips going around first, and now can he get back to first to throw to first? He is out at first base and hopefully not injured. Seth Johnston took a nasty tumble rounding first, and the Kernels were able to turn it into the final out of the inning. Seth Johnston singles hard on the ground past first. He's 2 for 2. And Madison Edwards hit the cutoff man, Heinley Stacia. Stacia saw that Seth Johnston was down on his knees, and Seth tried to crawl back into first. He could not make it, and he's out right field to Stacia to Trumbo, 9-6-3. And that ends the Wizards' fourth inning. No runs for Fort Wayne, one hit. No Colonel errors. The Wizards leave the bases empty. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. A look at Halo happenings coming your way next. After 3.5, Wizards still lead it 1-0. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mash up of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
This game has moved to the bottom of the fourth inning. Fort Wayne leads at 1-0. Heinley Stacia, first pitch swinging, chopped to first, forcing Brad Kuhn at second. After Brad led the first inning off with a single, Heinley was then caught trying to steal second, and a changeup from Joel Santo drops in for a strike to the Colonel switch-hitting all-star shortstop, Heinley Stacia. No homers, 13 RBIs, a team-high 17 doubles. Santo's next pitch is a change-up blow for a ball. Our parent club, the Angels, were shut out in their series. They didn't win one against Seattle, and the Angels are back to 8 games below 500, 27-35, as Seattle dumped our parent club at Angel Stadium in Anaheim yesterday, 6-2. Former Colonel Dallas McPherson was 0-for-3 in that one. Ball 3 outside to Heinley Stacia. So the Angels, 8 games below 500, host the Royals later tonight at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Yesterday, Salt Lake lost to Tucson 7-6. The 3-1 to Heinley. Misses outside, ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Joel Santo, and he has just walked the tying run aboard here in the Colonel fourth inning, 1-0 Fort Wayne. Salt Lake lost to Tucson 7-6. Former Colonel All-Star shortstop Eric Ibar went 3-for-5 for the Bees. And former Colonel Mike Elward was 2-for-4 with a run driven in. Former Colonel lefty Jonathan Rowenhorst pitched in yesterday's game. An inning and 2/3 of relief. Brett Martinez walked his first time up. A fastball is a strike called to Brett, 0-1. Arkansas clobbered Springfield, the Cardinal affiliate, 11-1 yesterday. Brandon Wood, former Colonel All-Star shortstop, socked his 14th home, or check that. I'll get back to that in a moment. A breaking pitch is pounded into center right at Mike Sanso, who has it. Brett Martinez got good wood on it, but lines out to center. Finally, Stacia returns to first, 1 on, 1 out here in the Colonel 4th inning. We trail at 1-0. It was Springfield clubbing Arkansas 11-1. Brandon Wood, former Colonel All-Star shortstop, socked his 14th home run of the year for Arkansas, their only run, as they were routed by Springfield 11-1. Matt Brown was 3 for 4, former Colonel third baseman, All-Star. Rafael Rodriguez gave up 3 home runs. A shot to second, and what a play by Abraham Aguilar. He throws to second for the force out of Stacia, and then Jesus Lopez on to first for a double play. Flint Whipke hit it so hard, he almost knocked over Abraham Aguilar. Aguilar made a snow cone stab of the one hopper, then spun and threw to Jesus Lopez for the first out, Stacia, and then on to first. It went 4-6-3. Flint Whipke could not have hit that ball harder. I mean, he tattooed it, and it literally almost knocked over Abraham Aguilar, who then recovered and started an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. No runs for the Kernels in the 4th, a leadoff walk. There were no hits. There were no Fort Wayne errors, a double play. The Kernels leave nobody aboard. We've only left one man on in 4 at-bats. This game moves quickly to the top of the 5th inning. Wizards lead it 1-0. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
The first pitch from Tommy Mendoza here in the top of the 5th inning is fouled straight back by Nick Hundley, who drove in the game's only run with a base hit to left, sending Seth Johnston home in the 2nd inning, and Tommy's changeup is just outside for a ball. 1-0 Wizards. We're already in the top of the 5th inning. Great to have you along with us here on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Nick Hundley takes high for ball 2. Continuing with our look at the results from the Angel Farm system yesterday, Halo Happenings. Hundley fouls one over the backstop, and it's now 2-2 to Nick. Rancho Cucamonga is a game above 500 in the California League. They shut out San Jose yesterday, 4-0. Josh LeBlanc, our second baseman last year, was 3 for 5 with a run driven in. And Kevin Lynch and Joe Torres each pitched a scoreless inning of relief to preserve the shutout. Rancho is 32-31 now. A curve, and that one's hit way back over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion onto 8th Avenue, the 3rd home run of the year for Nick Hundley. Nick Hundley makes it a 2-0 Wizard lead with a leadoff home run here in the 5th inning. That home run, only the 7th given up this season by 18-year-old Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Boy, Nick Hundley waited back on that change-up or curveball. I'm not sure which it was, but he lined it over the Randy Keelhoffman's Picnic Pavilion, all three tiers on to 8th Avenue. Quite a prodigious clout by Nick Hundley. And the Wizards now lead it 2-0. The batter is Darrell Jones. Well, it's not too bad to give up a home run with nobody on. That's the key. If you don't walk anybody, and Tommy has been very good with his control this season, you can give up a lot of home runs and stay very much in the game. Darrell Jones lofts the first pitch foul off to the right. Darrell's a right-handed batter out of Los Angeles, and his next swing is a foul straight back. Darrell Jones flew out to center his first time up. .269 hitter. He leads Fort Wayne with 10 homers and has driven in 38. Tommy's next pitch is lined foul onto the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. It's 2-0 Wizards, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. Nothing in 2 to Darrell Jones. Swinging a foul straight back. The gates open at 11 tomorrow. It's supposed to be a great day. Sun will shine and the temperatures will be in the mid-70s. Meet me at the stadium tomorrow for the noon start. Darrell Jones is jammed and he pops one down the left field line. Coming hard to glove it is Stantrell Smith. Stantrell had to run full bore from his left field position towards the left field line, and in shallow left in fair ground, Darrell Jones's fly ball was caught. Boy, Darrell was jammed on that pitch from Mendoza and hit it right off of his wrists, his fists. One away here in the top of the 5th inning. And the batter is Abraham Aguilar. A changeup drops in for a strike to the Wizards second baseman, who struck out looking to end Fort Wayne's second inning. 2-0 Wizards. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Tommy rocks and brings it. A bouncer to the left side. Diving stop by Infante. Larry pops to his feet. Throws not in time. A bang play at first base. And it's a base hit for Abraham Aguilar. What an effort, though, by Larry Infante. Larry dove to his left to take a hit away from Aguilar, then popped to his feet and threw to first, and Brad Perdome made the right call. Aguilar was one step beyond the base when Mark Trumbo took the throw from Larry. Aguilar looks like he's running. He's not, as ball one is downstairs to the number 9 hitter, Jesus Lopez. Above the green padded walls here at Veterans Memorial Stadium are Tri-Vision outfield signs. A wonderful way to enhance a business's visibility and top-of-mind awareness. In other words, a great way to advertise. Mercy Medical Center, Guarantee Bank, Allied Insurance, Regency Homes, King's Material, Peck's Flower and Garden Shop, Fox 28, Channel 2, the Iowa Lottery, and Z102.9 above the left field wall. A strike called, and that makes it 1-2 to Lopez. And as we look over the right field wall, we see Tri-State Travel, Metro Studios, University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, University of Iowa Children's Hospital, Graybill Electronics, Kirkwood Community College, Genencor, Quiznos Subs, and Mountain Dew. Boy, those are very nice signs. Very appealing to the eye. Ooh, a breaking pitch just missed outside. And it's 2-2 now to Jesus Lopez. Right-handed batter. Tommy Mendoza comes set, or actually had the ball behind his back, did not come to the set position. Time was called. Now the 2-2. A throw to first. The runner out. out at first base. Tommy Mendoza picks off Abraham Aguilar. It went 1-3. Tommy Mendoza picking off Abraham Aguilar for the second out here in the Wizard fifth inning. Now Jesus Lopez waits for the 2-2 and lifts it into straightaway center. Brad Kuhn glides back a few steps, waits, and has it. Brad one-handed it for the final out here in the Wizard fifth inning. 1 run for Fort Wayne on the leadoff homer by Nick Hundley, his third of the year. 2 Wizard hits. There were no Colonel errors. A man picked off first by Tommy Mendoza, and nobody left by Fort Wayne. They've only stranded 1 in 5 at-bats. The Kernels have only left 1 man on in 4 innings. And as we head to the bottom of the fifth, it's now the Wizards on top of the Kernels, 2-0. And this is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Training and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are 2 hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council world-class apprenticeship program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
The Kernels will try to solve 22-year-old right-hander Joel Santo. We had 2 hits and a walk in the first inning, but have only had 1 base runner since then. 2-0 Fort Wayne. Santo pitched with the Wizards last year. He was a starter. He started 27 games. His changeup has swung on and missed. Santo was 4-11 last year for Fort Wayne, and a 4.75 ERA in 27 starts. The 0-1 to Mark Trumbo. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Joel Santo broke in, started 11 games, relieved in 5 others in 2003 with Idaho Falls. Santo with the 0-2 to Mark. Outside. That was a breaking pitch. Mark Trumbo popped out to third, leading off the second inning. He's leading off the Colonel fifth inning. 2-0 Fort Wayne. Ball too low to Mark Trumbo. Boy, we played some baseball this week. Lost in 12 innings Tuesday night in Davenport. Dropped an 11-inning decision Wednesday afternoon, and then lost yesterday here in 15 innings. The 2-2 to Mark is popped foul right back here over our heads. Mark Trumbo, riding a 5-game hitting streak, is batting .219. 8 homers, 29 RBIs. Jordan Renz, not in the Colonel lineup again this evening, still suffering from a sore shoulder after ramming into the Quad Cities catcher Brian Anderson in the afternoon game last Wednesday in Davenport. A deep drive to left by Trumbo. Way back home run number 9 for Mark Trumbo, and he cuts the Wizard lead in half with the line drive home run onto 8th Avenue inside the foul pole, and Mark Trumbo crosses the plate, and he makes the Kernels only 1 run behind here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-1 now, Fort Wayne. Wow, Mark Trumbo hit a tape measure line drive home run. Had to wait for Anthony West, the plate umpire, to call it fair. Boy, did Mark ever crush that 2-2 pitch. And it's 2-1 Wizards now. Larry Infante chops the first pitch foul off the top of the Colonel first base dugout, strike one. Mark Trumbo with his 9th of the year. Larry Infante grounded out to second his first time up. That's the Colonel 39th home run of the year. For every Colonel home run hit this season, PRC's Community Care donates $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. And there's a line drive right at the shortstop. Jesus Lopez doesn't have to move a step to glove it. One away here in the Colonel 5th inning. Stantrell Smith, the batter. That's right. For every Colonel home run swatted this year, the Haycap Food Reservoir receives $25 from PRC's Community Care. It's PRC's Community Care Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. And with that home run by Trumbo, his 9th of the year, the team's 39th, PRC's Community Care has now donated $975 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. A fastball, and Stantrell Smith tried to hold up, but he broke his wrist, according to the base umpire, Brad Perdome, and it's strike one. 1-1 to Stantrell. Joel Santos' next pitch is outside, a changeup. Colonel's on the board here in the home half of the 5th inning. It's 2-1 Wizards. We'll have a chance for you to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse coming up in the top of the 6th inning. Ball 3, low and outside to the Colonel right-handed hitter. The 3-1 to Stantrell. Inside, it missed inside. Ball 4, and the Colonels have the tying run at first with one out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the batter, Marco Albano. I think I smell a hit and run coming. I think the Colonels might try to hit and run here with Marco Albano at the batter and Stantrell Smith at first base. Stantrell is 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts. I'm sure the Wizards also have figured out that a hit and run may be coming up. The second baseman, Abraham Aguilar, came in to have a word with tall right-hander Joel Santo from the Dominican Republic. He's 4-4 on the year. Ball 1 high to Marco. Santo this season has pitched in relief 5 times. This is his 8th start. In 44 innings, Joel has given up 49 hits. Fanned 28 in 44 innings. Walked 31 in 44 innings, so he's walked more than he struck out. His ERA is 5.73. The 1-0. Marco pops it up. There will be a play, I think, for the first baseman, Darrell Jones. He calls off the catcher, and in front of the Colonel dugout, Darrell Jones makes the play. Marco Albano fouls out to first. Boy, Jones had to come a long way in and to his left, but made life easy for Nick Hundley, the catcher. Nick had a much tougher angle on it. 2 away here in the Colonel 5th inning. And the batter is Madison Edwards, left-handed hitter. Madison struck out in the 3rd inning. Santo fanned the side in the 3rd. There goes the runner, and the throw to second by the pitcher, and Stantrell Smith is out. Well, Joel Santos stepped off the rubber and threw to the shortstop. So an ill-advised stolen base attempt. I'm not sure if Stantrell broke too early or if he was just trying to steal the base and hope that Joel Santo balked or ignored him. But the caught stealing goes pitcher to short, 1-6. 1 run in the 5th for the Colonels on 1 hit. The leadoff homer by Trumbo is 9th. There were no Fort Wayne errors. The Colonels leave. The base is empty and have lost 2 men on the base paths so far tonight. Springhouse trivia question coming up next as we go to the 6th inning. It's the Wizards 2, the Colonels 1, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball here on the Colonel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here. Go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, fine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. And when it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talents. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
Trying to bunt his way on to open the Fort Wayne sixth is Javis Diaz. The leadoff batter, a left-handed batter, has struck out and grounded to first so far tonight. Fort Wayne batting in the top of the sixth. They've out-hit us 5-3, and they lead it 2-1. The Wizards with runs in the second and fifth. Mark Trumbo cut the Fort Wayne 2-0 lead in half with a leadoff home run in the bottom of the fifth, and Diaz drills one down the right field line. He may have a triple. He's rounding second and holds on with the leadoff double. Javis Diaz, boy, I didn't know he had that kind of power in him. I mean, he cranked one hard down into the right field corner, and Madison Edwards made a fine play to prevent Javis Diaz from reaching third base. It's a leadoff double, his first extra base hit of the season, and this is fourth game by Javis Diaz. Well, let's see if Mike Sanso is bunting. We're in the top of the sixth inning, and Fort Wayne has a chance to add to their 2-1 lead, a runner at second with nobody out. We're ready to serve you up the Springhouse trivia question. The Springhouse serves up breakfast anytime they're open. You can order breakfast anytime at the Springhouse. Coffee's only 85 cents. Sanso's not bunting as he lashes the first pitch foul into the Papa John's Plaza bleacher section down the right field line. Strike one. Mike Sanso hitting .255. No homers, 9 RBIs. Right-handed batter. Larry Infante's playing just a couple of steps in front of the base at third and about 4 feet off the line. Is Sanso bunting? Yes, and he bunts to the pitcher, Tommy Mendoza, who throws out the batter. On to third goes Javis Diaz. A high bunt off the plate by Mike Sanso. Tommy Mendoza came rushing in from the mound and gloved it and threw to Mark Trumbo. The sacrifice is successful by Mike Sanso, and the Wizards forced the Kernels to bring their infield in for the play at the plate. Mike Baxter, the batter. Tommy Mendoza would really like a strikeout or pop-up here. If you've been one of our previous 29 Springhouse Trivia Question winners, please play along wherever you're tuned in tonight, but don't call in. A $5 gift certificate will go to our winner of the Springhouse Trivia Question. A ball low and a throw to third. Out at third. Brett Martinez may have just turned this game on its ear. Brett Martinez throws to third, and Javis Diaz is out trying to get back head first. And that goes Martinez to Larry Infante. What a big lift for the Kernels here in the top of the sixth inning. Now a ground ball to short. Easy play for Stacia. Heinley throws Mike Baxter out. And I'm telling you, the Kernels have momentum galore right now. What a play by Brett Martinez to turn this inning around and perhaps give the Kernels the turning momentum in the game that we'll need to come back and win this one. Martinez threw out Javis Diaz, who wandered too far down the third baseline. He was there with only one out, and Brett Martinez picked him off. No runs in the sixth for Fort Wayne. A leadoff double. That man picked off for the second out of the inning. One hit. There were no Kernel errors, and the Wizards leave nobody on. We'll keep it right here. We have that latitude in our radio log, our advertising log, and give you our Springhouse trivia question. In 1998, this team became the first ever to have a relief pitcher with 50 saves and a position player with 50 home runs. Name the team. In 1998, this team became the first ever to have a relief pitcher with 50 saves and a position player with 50 home runs. Name the team. 896-7589. 896-7589. The number to call for the Springhouse trivia question, 896-7589. If you can name the two players, the one that had over 50 saves and the one that had 50 home runs, heck, we'll throw in an extra $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse for you. We're going to keep it right here as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 2-1 in favor of the Wizards. We had one incorrect answer in our Springhouse trivia question, and we'll keep going with the question and keep repeating the phone number to you as we go along here in the Kernels sixth inning. It was not the Cardinals. The Cardinals did not have a relief pitcher save over 50 games in 1998. But keep trying. 896-7589. 896-7589. We'll give you the Springhouse trivia question again here in a moment as Madison Edwards takes low for a ball. In 1998, this team became the first ever to have a relief pitcher with 50 saves and a player with 50 home runs. Name the team. 896-7589. Strike one to Madison Edwards. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Kernels down by 1, 2-1. A $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse is yours if you can answer our Springhouse trivia question correctly. We'll give you another $5 certificate if you can name the two players involved. Strike two to Madison Edwards from Joel Santo. In 1998, this team became the first ever to have a relief pitcher with 50 saves and a position player with 50 home runs. Name the team. 896-7589. 896-7589. There's a looper into shallow left. Get down, baby. But coming on to glove it near his shoe tops is Javis Diaz. Madison Edwards' bid for a leadoff single here in the sixth is turned aside as Javis Diaz came racing in and made the catch for the first out of the inning. Top of the order for the Kernels here in the bottom of the sixth inning, Brad Kuhn. 2-1 Wizards. Brad singled in the first, struck out looking in the third, and a strike called to Brad Kuhn, a changeup. That's been the best pitch by Joel Santo this evening. A changeup, and it's tomahawked to short. It takes a high hop on Jesus Lopez, but as quick as you can blink your eyes, Lopez adjusts and throws out Brad Kuhn. 2 away here in the Kernels sixth inning. Sounds like we have a winner. Maybe of 2 Springhouse gift certificates. We had a challenge for you this evening to name, in 1998, to name the team that became the first ever to have a man save 50 games and to have a man hit 50 home runs. Strike one is in to Heinley Stacia. Heinley has reached on a fielder's choice and been caught trying to steal second and walked. A changeup is bounced to first. Easy play for Darryl Jones, who gloves it with one hand, takes 2 steps back and tags the pillow. And a 1-2-3 inning for right-hander Joel Santo. Down in order go the Kernels for the third time in 6 at-bats. This game quickly moves into the top of the 7th inning with Fort Wayne on top of the Kernels 2-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
We have a winner in our Springhouse Trivia question to congratulate. He's a huge Kernel fan and a big Iowa Hawkeye fan. He goes to all the Hawkeye Road football games. We'll tell you who he is in a moment as Tommy Mendoza delivers ball one low to big Kyle Blanks. We're in the top of the seventh, and the Wizards are on top, 2-1. Number 7 deals a strike in on the outside corner. Our Springhouse Trivia question stated that in 1998, this team became the first ever to have a relief pitcher with 50 saves and a position player with 50 home runs. And we asked you to name that team, and if you could, the 2 players. Billy Kreutzer did it. Bill, congratulations. I know you're at the ballpark a lot. Bill Kreutzer, congratulations. Yes, the San Diego Padres were the first team. Here's a line shot by Kyle Blanks, and right at Stantrell Smith. Stantrell just put his spikes into the grass a little harder because he did not have to move a step. Blanks hit a bullet to left field, if you understand the humor. One away here in the 7th inning. Yes, Bill Kreutzer, the San Diego Padres were the first team to have a relief pitcher with 50 or more saves and a position player with 50 home runs. Bill, you knew Trevor Hoffman, the former Cedar Rapids Red. He had 53 saves. And Greg Vaughn belted 50 home runs for the 98 Padres. Bill Kreutzer, congratulations. You've earned yourself a certificate to the Springhouse. Tommy Mendoza's 1-0 pitch is fouled away to the right by Seth Johnston. It was my pleasure to get to meet Kernan Ronan's wife, Diane, last year. Diane, I don't know if Kernan has told you this, but he may not consider me in the same light as I consider him. He's one of the best friends I have on the ball club.
He feels the same about you. He has very kind things always to say about you, John.
Well, thank you. Kernan's one of a kind, a guy who's so poised and calm and probably one of the best teachers I've ever been around.
Well, he is calm, and being married to me, he has to have that quality because I'm the opposite.
Yes,
that's a good thing.
You guys complement each other very well. Here's a pitch golfed into shallow right, and near the line, Madison Edwards has it. 2 gone. Boy, Tommy Mendoza has pitched another whale of a game. He's retired the first 2 here in the 7th. Diane, Ronan is with us, and Diane, Kernan is going to pay a... No, he's not. He's just reaching out of the dugout to put in the batting donut. He hasn't had to pay a visit yet to the Hill tonight. That's how well Tommy Mendoza has pitched. He's really been fun to watch.
We have a great starting staff. He's so fond of his pitchers this year, and it's fun because when I came in April, he didn't know very many of them, and now he does, and he introduces me to them, and the rapport is quite nice. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. I remember, Kernan, I asked him in April, what kind of staff will we have? He said, John, give me the few weeks, and I'll tell you, and we have a dynamite staff. 1-1 to to Nick Hundley. Nick has driven in both Wizard runs tonight, an RBI single in the 2nd, a leadoff homer in the 5th. Uh-oh, there's another one way out of here. That was a changeup, and Hundley was sitting on it, and it's over the Mercy Medical Center sign. Nick Hundley has a 3-for-3 night going. Way do we describe the reception he'll get in the Wizard third base dugout. He homers for the 2nd time in a row. He's driven in all 3 Fort Wayne runs. He's been a one-man wrecking crew, Nick Hundley. And he gives thanks to the heavens as he is congratulated by his Wizard teammates. He's driven in all 3 of their runs, and it's 3-1 Fort Wayne here in the top of the 7th. Well, Diane, I know that You do compliment Kernan's personality. You are a go-getter. You have to be. You're in real estate.
Yes, I am. I am.
Kernan tells me you're doing real well in the real estate bubble, so-called. A little air has gone out of it, but things are still very, very active in your area in Phoenix.
It is, and I tell my clients that it's healthy and realistic.
Those are two good things.
Yes, it is. We couldn't have sustained that. That was crazy. It was the crazies. But, inflation would have killed us if things kept going that way.
That's very true. The market has a very natural way of correcting itself, and healthy and realistic is what you want real estate to be for both buyer and seller.
Yes, I do. And more calming to come and visit when I don't have so much stuff going on, so many balls up in the air as I did last year.
Oh, I could tell. Kernan and you love living in the Phoenix area.
We do. In the wintertime, there's no better place. But in the summertime, it's really nice that he's gone and I can go wherever he is. And I do that. And I look forward to it. I love coming to the ballpark. And I love everything about his life and my life with him.
It's pretty special. We're going to have Diane stay with us. A swing and a miss by Darryl Jones. And that ends the Wizards' 7th. 1 run on a home run by Nick Hundley. 1 hit, there were no Kernel errors, and nobody left by Fort Wayne. We're going to keep it here and let you listen to the sponsorship Lindale Dental Care brings to singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Listen in for a moment, won't you? Lindale Dental Care sponsoring our 7th inning stretch. Tommy Mendoza's pitched 7 strong innings. The Kernels come to bat in the home half of the 7th. Right in this game, trailing the Wizards 3-1. And you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Want to congratulate our Springhouse Trivia Question winner again, Bill Kreutzer. Bill earned himself a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. We told you to name the team in 1998 that was the first ever to have a 50-save man and a 50-home run player. The San Diego Padres in 98. Trevor Hoffman with 53 saves and Greg Vaughn with 50 home runs. Congratulations, Billy Kreutzer. It's 3-0 suddenly to Brett Martinez. A lefty is twirling in the Fort Wayne bullpen, and Brett walks on 4 pitches. Brett Martinez has walked to start this Kernel 7th inning. Diane Ronan, the wife of the highly respected and talented Kernel pitching coach Kernan Ronan, is dialing up her relatives out in Arizona, or is it California, Diane?
I have one in Arizona and a daughter and a grandson in Arizona, and I have another daughter in Seattle.
Oh, wow. That's where my sister lives.
All baseball fans, when the Angels go to Seattle to play, they're there.
Well, that's great, Diane. They're Angel fans. Kernan's been with the Angel organization, I believe, for 17 years?
18 years.
Wow.
18 years.
I'll tell you what, he and I say sometimes we're the two old guys on the bus, and we say, how much longer can we make these bus trips? But I think with the love we both have of the game, we're probably just in the prime of our careers, hopefully.
He loves what he does. He loves putting on that uniform, and he loves it. You know, we're talking about all the pitchers that he had when the Angels went to the World Series in 2002, and how many of those pitchers he coached at some point.
I want you to see if we can remember some of them. Here's an unusual play. Flint Whipke squibs one up the first baseline, and I could have sworn it was picked up in foul ground by Darryl Jones, who tags Flint out, but the Colonel dugout doesn't argue. They had the best view of it. Well, Diane, let me lift your headset up just slightly. There you go. And if it dips, if you could just push it up right there. Diane, I bet you one of the pitchers that Kernan worked with, because he pitched here in Cedar Rapids before Kernan came to us, John Lackey.
Yes, he did. He had John Lackey and Scott Shields and Frankie Rodriguez.
Wow. See, we never got to see Frankie or K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez. He skipped our level.
He actually had him for 2 years in the Cal League.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was great. Frankie's great.
Well, I know he is. He's just the premier closer in the league. Martinez went to second on the nubber up the first base side. It's 3-1 Wizards. We're in the bottom of the seventh, and ball one is low to Mark Trumbo, who led off the fifth inning with a tape measure line drive home run onto 8th Avenue over the Randy Field Confidence Picnic Pavilion. It's 1-1 to Mark. He's the tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the seventh as Joel Santo checks second. Martinez leading away. And a curve is sliced off the end of the bat into shallow right center. Coming on is the center fielder to make the play for the second out of the inning. Mike Sanso has it. 2 gone. I'll tell you what, Diane, and I'm not just saying this. Every time Kernan talks about you and your life together, he just beams. He is one happily married fella.
We are very happily married. Thank you.
That makes all the difference, doesn't it? To find that. I don't like to use the term soulmate because that's a little bit too spiritual and heavy for me, but to find that person you can share your life with.
That's right. We're good partners for one another. It goes both ways.
Well, it sure does. He's very much admires how much success you've had in real estate. He goes, boy, John, Diane can really put deals together. Here's a drive down the left field line, tailing into the corner, chased by Diaz, and he has it in foul ground. He has it. It's Javis Diaz catching it down the left field line for the final out. It was a fair ball. Larry Infante sliced it off the end of the bat. And Martinez, who walked to lead off the inning, is left stranded at second. No runs for the Kernels in the seventh. No hits, a walk. There were no Wizard errors. The Kernels strand 1. We've only left 2 tonight. We'll be back with our special guest, Diane Ronan, Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan's wife, as we go to the 8th inning. It's the Kernels trailing the Wizards 3-1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Are you looking to take your baseball or softball game to the next level? The premier place to do it is Perfect Game, located across the street from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Perfect Game's professional baseball and softball instructors will help improve your pitching, hitting, throwing, fielding, and base running abilities in Iowa's premier training facility. For the best individual baseball and softball instruction and training, visit Perfect Game. That's Perfect Game, just a fly ball away from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When it comes to making buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with ads, coupons, restaurant menus, and more. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellow Book combines the features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. To place your ad, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Tommy Mendoza is ready to go here in the top of the 8th inning. 3-1 Wizards. This game is going fast. Swing and a miss by Abraham Aguilar. Well, we know Nelson and Angelinos Mendoza are tuned in on the internet by logging on to www.kernels.com down in Hialeah, Florida. And we can assure you, with Kernan Ronan's wife, Diane, alongside, that Tommy has pitched a solid game. There's a swing and a miss, strike two, as Abraham Aguilar couldn't catch up with that Mendoza fastball. The Kernels have right-hander Robert Romero starting to work in their bullpen. Well, Diane, I know it's not an easy life with Kernan being gone 6 months of the year. A can of corn lifted into left center. Brad Kuhn is coming on. Brad calls off both Smith and Stacia, and Brad has it. Abraham Aguilar flies to center. I'm sure you cherish your time in the off-season with Kernan. And what does he enjoy doing in the off-season? Kicking his feet up and reading books? Does he golf every day? What does he do?
No, he'd like to golf every day. He doesn't. He does play a lot of golf. He really does enjoy it, and he does read books. And you know, we hang out together because of my. I have a lot of downtime, if you will, and so we go to lunch, and we're great friends.
That's what a marriage is based on. My brother in Alaska has been happily married for 14 years, and I said at his wedding, I said, Jim and Sue, you're going to have a long life together because I saw you as friends before you got married.
And that's what really it's about.
That's what it is.
Friends.
An 0-2 pitch is tomahawked into left. Once again, Stantrell Smith doesn't have to move a step. Jesus Lopez hit it into left field for the second out of the inning. It's 3-1 Fort Wayne. This game is going at breakneck pace. The Wizards have out-hit us 7-3. Our only run came when Mark Trumbo belted his 9th home run of the year leading off the 5th inning. We're already in the top of the 8th. There are 2 out, and Javis Diaz is at the plate. Tommy Mendoza has spun a gem for the Kernels, but trails 3-1. Swing and a miss, an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator in right field. Robert Romero will likely work the top of the 9th inning for the Kernels. What will the score be? Diaz, a left-handed batter who bats kind of like a grandmotherly figure in that he scrunches down. It looks like he's decrepit and has arthritis. That's just his batting stance. A high fly ball into right center. It'll be easy for Madison Edwards. Madison's there and hauls it in to end the inning. Tommy Mendoza, 8 brilliant innings, retires Fort Wayne in order in the top of the 8th inning. I'm telling you, Tommy Mendoza has pitched one of his strongest games of the year. Let's hope the Kernels can rally to make him a winner tonight. Down in order go the Wizards in the top of the 8th inning, and after 7.5, Kernels still trail Fort Wayne 3-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Halo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Halo.
Back with you with an important announcement that we want to reiterate from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. June is Perennial Gardening Month at Peck's, and you can start your lasting perennial garden with a great variety of new and all-time favorite perennials from Peck's. Each week during this month of June, Peck's will feature a perennial plant available for a special price. Be sure to look for this week's featured perennial as you stroll through Peck's many acres of plants and flowers. Ken Franz has brought good news. The attendance is last year, 2005. Ken, thank you so much as Stantrell Smith hits one a mile high, first pitch swinging to the right side of the Wizard infield, and coming in to grab it one away here in the 8th inning is Abraham Aguilar. Santrell Smith pops to second. Diane Ronan is with us. Pitching coach Kernan Ronan's wife. And Diane, you were saying that Kernan's become very close friends with a man. Oh, he's 15 years younger than I am. The Kernel hitting coach, coaching at third, Eric Owens. Those guys hit it off, didn't they?
They really do. They just complement one another personality-wise, and he's great. And I know Kernan just is enjoying this year, even because of that.
This game, as they say, when guys retire, Diane, that's what they miss the most is the camaraderie and the friendship. Sure, they miss competing and the day in and day out challenge of baseball, but most of all, they really miss their friends and the camaraderie that develops.
Well, EO, as he's called, Eric Owens, he had a good career in the big leagues.
Yes, he did.
And he's funny.
A bouncer over the hill, and the second baseman can't handle it. I would rule that an infield single. Al Gruwell may beg to differ. He may charge Abraham Aguilar with an error. We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't matter how it's ruled because Marco Albano has reached first base to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the eighth inning. I'm going to go ahead and guess that Al's going to rule that an error. And Al, you could flip a coin. It could be a hit or an error. We'll wait for Al's ruling as Madison Edwards bats. And Madison is struck out and flown to left. We're in the bottom of the eighth inning, a fast-moving Game 3 of this four-game series after a 15-inning, 4-hour, and 19-minute game yesterday. Diane, don't tell me in that chilly, brisk, uncharacteristically cold June weather that you were here for the whole game.
I was.
Oh, Diane.
Wrapped in a blanket. I was here.
My goodness. A towering pop-up to third. That'll be the second out of the inning. Seth Johnston behind the bag has it. And Madison Edwards has popped out. First pitch swinging here in the bottom of the eighth inning. 2 away. This is the last thing we expected from Joel Santo. His ERA 5.73. An 8-4 loser his last time out against West Michigan. But he's had all the answers here tonight for the Wizards. He's allowed 1 run on only 3 hits through 7 2/3. Here's Brad Kuhn at the plate. Tommy Mendoza will likely be lifted after going 8 innings and allowing only 3 runs on 7 hits. Let's hope the Kernels can rally here in the bottom of the eighth and tie it up or take the lead. 2 out, runner at first, and a number foul up the first base side. Tommy Mendoza in 8 innings has allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. The 18-year-old right-hander is struck out 5, and again, most impressively, Tommy walked none. Yes, Kernan Ronan, the husband of our guest Diane Ronan, has done just wonders with young professionals in the last 18 years in the Angel organization. I bet Kernan calls you before or after every game, home and away, Diane.
We talk first thing in the morning, at the end of the night. We talk a lot on the phone, and now we're in the age of cell phones, so it's very easy to do, and it's great.
It sure is. I know last year, as Kuhn takes strike 2 from Joel Santo, that some of your children and grandkids got to come here to Cedar Rapids.
Well, no, actually, we went to Wisconsin.
That's right. You met us on the road. Yes.
We went to Appleton.
That's right.
It was a blast. We had so much fun, and they got to see the bus. And
it was great weather, if I remember.
It was a great trip.
Change up and a swing and a miss. Brad Kuhn down on strikes. No runs in the 8th for the Kernels. No hits. 1 error. Albano reached on an error charged to Abraham Aguilar, and the Kernels leave 1. We've left 3. We're likely to have a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen as Robert Romero will take over for... No, Tommy's going back to the hill. All right, Nelson Mendoza and Angelinos Mendoza, your 18-year-old son is taking the hill for the top of the 9th inning. Before a crowd of 2,005, we head to the 9th, and it's 3-1 Fort Wayne. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Honey, don't throw those cardboard boxes away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that we're not allowed to do that. What should I do with them?
Cardboard is recyclable. Just cut the boxes up and flatten the pieces. There's some string in the garage that you can bundle the pieces up with. Make sure you use the string, though, not tape.
Okay, I cut the cardboard boxes up, flatten the pieces, and bundle them together with the string. Now what do I do with them?
Just set it out next to the blue curbside recycling box.
Remember, cardboard is not accepted as garbage. Follow the steps you heard carried out by our happy couple and recycle your cardboard.
Diane Ronan and I were discussing how... Yes. Well, Diane Ronan and I are talking here as we're back on the air with you, top of the ninth inning, about how noble and enabling these Kernel pitchers have been all year with a lack of offensive support, and that's not pointing a finger at the guys that are here. They're trying their hearts out, but we hope that the parent club, the Angels, can give us a few boppers in the second half, because it really is an injustice to these kids to go out every time and have to pitch with absolutely no run support, a swing and a miss by Mike Sanso. And one thing I like about you, Diane, is you'll tell it like it is. Call it opinionated, call it having a strong will, but hey, I agree that if we could get, if the Angels could help us, and I mean the big club, by doing some scouring of the independent leagues, or perhaps placing a little bip higher priority on our second half than rookie ball. And I'm not saying that you robbed Peter to pay Paul. I'm just saying that you were the one that agreed with me that it'd be nice to get a couple of hitters in here.
That it would.
Swinging a foul off to the right. And again, that is not a knock at the guys we have. These kids, our hitters, are doing everything within their power to get our pitchers runs. It's not a us against them mentality. It's a team concept, whether it be the Angels letting our pitchers hit, whatever their thought might be. Swing and a tip foul by Mike Sanso, and that is strikeout number 6 for Tommy Mendoza. We're dealing as best we can with the cards that were dealt us, and I know Kernan probably has to just keep reminding the pitchers, Diane, they can't control certain things. They can't control that.
And, every night the game reports called into a system that everyone from Mike Sosha down through the minor leagues listen to, and they're looking at and they're listening for each pitcher's outing, how many pitches they throw, what kind of pitches they throw, and everyone knows everything.
Yes, it's full disclosure.
It is, and so they just have to take care of themselves, because that's what they can control.
That's right. That's right. And it's a catch-22. We always want our kids that succeed to be promoted, but when they're promoted, there's a foul just to Diane and our left, and it's down below, 1-2 to Mike Baxter. Tommy Mendoza, trying to go the distance tonight, has pitched a marvelous ball game. The Kernels trail it here in the top of the ninth inning. 3-1, 1 out for the Wizards. This game a stark contrast to yesterday's 4-hour and 19-minute game that lasted 15 innings. Ball 2 is high and away to the left-handed batter Baxter. The Kernels' only run tonight came by Mark Trumbo's 9th home run of the year, leading off the 5th inning. Baxter fouls one over the grandstand roof for strike 2. Diana, note in a topic a little bit far off baseball, how long can Phoenix sustain the growth they've seen the last 20 years? Has it reached its zenith? Are there concerns about the environment or enough water or traffic, or is it just going to keep going?
Well, the projections are amazing, and no, the growth will not stop. It's going to march forward, and we do actually. Phoenix has a lot of water.
Okay, so that's not a concern. Strike 3 called to Mike Baxter. How about Tommy Mendoza? He wants to put an exclamation mark on this great outing. Tommy, in 8 2/3 innings now, has allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, struck out 7, and walked none. Tommy Mendoza is trying to finish with a flurry. He's trying to retire the last 7 men he's faced tonight. He'll have to get a tough hitter, Kyle Blanks, the 6'6", 270-pounder. Blanks fouls one over the backstop. Strike 1. And we'll pick up on Diane's thoughts about the sprawl or the growth of Phoenix that continues to astound me. She's just told us that water is in good enough supply, that's not a major concern. Ball 1 outside to Blanks. How about schools and roads and those sorts of things, Diane?
Well, and I'll clarify the water issue. Phoenix is okay because of our canal systems. Pima County down in Tucson, and then up north in the Prescott area and the mountain areas, They have an issue.
Okay.
And especially with our drought, we're in a 5-year drought and all of that, so we do have to pay attention to that. But there's communities being built everywhere. I mean, whole communities, little cities.
Wow.
Planned. It's amazing.
That is amazing. And here's a high pop foul by Blanks. Kyle's in the hole, 1 and 2. Tommy Mendoza has allowed only 3 runs in 8 2/3 innings tonight on just 7 hits. He has fanned 7, including the first 2 here in the 9th, and walked none. Blanks on the 1-2 delivery takes it high, ball 2. 2 and 2 to Kyle Blanks. Kyle, a strong right-handed hitter, is nothing for 3 tonight. Mendoza affirms his sign with catcher Brett Martinez. The next pitch is a long, deep wallop foul outside the left field line, and it's 2 and 2 on Kyle Blanks. Yes, Phoenix has become a very, very attractive area to live because of the beautiful weather, I'm assuming, Diane.
That certainly is. There's jobs, and
yes.
Our economic growth is tremendous, and we have great schools and community-minded kind of development. So it doesn't just throw up a subdivision here, a subdivision there,
yes.
but a whole community. And because there's so much desert, and there's so much place for that to happen.
Yes.
And that's what's happening. So it's all good.
The payoff pitch to Blanks is lofted foul behind home plate. Brett Martinez can't find it, but it's up onto the grandstand roof. Diane Ronan is with us, the wife of Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan. Kernan is keeping a watchful eye on 18-year-old right-hander Tommy Mendoza, who's trying to go the distance. The Colonel's trail here in the top of the 9th, 3-1. Tommy has run the count full to right-handed DH cleanup batter Kyle Blanks, who rests the bat on his shoulder and takes just low a fastball, 94 miles an hour. And if Tommy's lifted here, you'll hear quite an ovation. Tommy walks his first batter. Here comes Kernan Ronan, Diane's husband. He's going to have a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation with Tommy Mendoza. People say that you have a wonderful heart, and Mercy Medical Center can help you keep it that way with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. It could save your life. Call Mercy at 398-6821, 398-6821. Kernan Ronan continues his heart-to-heart conversation with Tommy Mendoza, brought to us by Mercy Medical Center. Diane, Kernan just gave Tommy a couple of reassuring pats on the back and says, "Go get him, kid."
One of the stories we talked about, maybe Kernan would get his real estate license so he could help me out in the off season, and he heard me going through an ordeal one night, and he said, I don't know, Diane, he says, my worst day is a leadoff walk.
That kind of puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Kernan's worst day is a leadoff walk. Well, a 2-out walk to Blanks, and Seth Johnston steps into the first pitch and fouls it off to the right. Strike 1. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And it's 3-1 Fort Wayne. Yes, Kernan told me something very, very surprising, Diane, when we were working out together on the road. He was on the treadmill and I was on the bike. And I said, Kernan, once Diane brings the buyer and seller together, everything's peachy keen and all downhill from there as far as making the deal go. He said, John, actually, it's just the opposite. Bringing the buyer and seller together, Diane does that pretty well. It's after that you can get some clogs in the system.
That's when I first got my real estate license 20 years ago, I was told after I made my first sale, well, my first escrow was open.
Sure.
A friend of mine said, and now the work begins.
And
he
now,
was right.
Wow.
And it's the truth.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah. Keeping the deal together and making sure everybody isn't crazy during the transaction is really the hardest part. You're dealing with a lot of people with a lot of money.
Yes.
And it puts people on edge.
Here's a bouncer to second. Marco Albano feeds Hindley Stacia for the force of Seth Johnston. And wow, what a remarkable 9 innings of work for right-hander Tommy Mendoza. in the ninth inning. No runs for Fort Wayne. No hits, a walk. There were no Kernel errors. The Wizards leave a runner. They've stranded 2. Here we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and the Kernels trail by 2 to Fort Wayne, 2-1. Or excuse me, trail by 2, 3-1. And let's see, the Wizards are going to let Joel Santo, I believe, try to finish this game. Is it Santo going back out to the hill? Yes, it is. Joel Santo will try to go the distance for the Wizards. After 8.5, Kernels trail 3-1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mash up of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
Here we go to the bottom of the ninth. Can the Kernels rally to tie it or win it? Trailing 3-1. Ball one high to Hundley Stacia against Joel Santo, who has 3-hit the Kernels. A fastball on the outside corner, and it's 1-1 to the Kernel 275 hitting shortstop, Hundley Stacia. A changeup dips low. The Kernels played 12 innings Tuesday night in Davenport, 11 innings at John O'Donnell Stadium in the Quad Cities Wednesday afternoon, 15 innings yesterday. This game is less than 2 hours old. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Strike 2 called. Stacia didn't like the call by plate umpire Anthony West. He steps out and turns his back to the plate umpire. 3-1 Wizards. And the 2-2 to Hundley. High with a fastball. Santo tried to overthrow that one. If Hundley can reach, the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth inning. The payoff delivery is nubbed foul to the left of home plate, gloved by the catcher Nick Hundley. The 3 Kernel hits, 2 of them came in the first inning by Kuhn and Whipke. The third was the home run by Trumbo, our only run of the night, and that's been it. We haven't had a hit since Mark Trumbo's home run in the 5th, have drawn 2 walks, and haven't had a man reach on an error. Top of the hour, you're listening to Kernel Baseball on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Stacia takes outside, ball 4. Hundley Stacia is aboard as Joel Santo has issued his first, second, third, fourth. I believe that's 5 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Wizards are likely to make a pitching change. They are going to bring in a right-hander. Joel Santo will be lifted, and coming on for Fort Wayne, we're trying to get his number. And that leadoff walk that Kernan says drives him crazy.
Hopefully it's going to drive these guys crazy.
That's right. John Madden, no relation, as we said yesterday, to the almost deified NFL analyst. John Madden is come in for Fort Wayne here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Joel Santo goes 8+, allows so far 1 run on 3 hits. Joel Santo struck out 4, And he walked 5. John Madden, M-A-D-D-E-N, takes over on the hill for the Wizards. He's 1-1, on for the 22nd time, a 1.23 ERA and 5 saves. John Madden, in 22 innings pitched, has allowed only 16 hits. Madden has struck out 17 in 22 innings, walked 8, and the league is hitting 188 against right-hander John Madden. The Kernels have the tying run at the plate with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. John Madden pitched in yesterday's game for Fort Wayne. He pitched the bottom of the 15th inning and recorded his 5th save of the season. 1 inning pitched, no runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. John Madden is out of Auburn University, the same school that produced Bo Jackson. Diane Ronan is with us this evening. And Diane, you're able to listen in to the games on the Internet when you log on to our website. Is that right?
That's right, and I've done that since Kernan and I have been together. I've listened to all his games while he's gone.
Boy,
that's
pretty impressive, Diane. That really is. Now, when you have the computer on, do you also do your regular routine at the house, or do you relax? How do you? A lot of times, radio's conducive to doing something else.
I can make dinner and just do my, fill the pool or water or whatever, and have the game on. And of course, I turn the game off sometimes too. I have to tell you.
Well, we understand that. Sometimes it just gets to be a little bit too much.
And I do watch a lot of the Angel games on.
Oh, cool.
I've got the package, the TV package, so.
Well, that's neat.
I can have the game on in the computer room and your game on, and I can go in and have the Angel game on silent, on mute. Watch,
that's nice.
So.
Boy, that is. Kernan has turned you into a fan. Strike 1 to Brett Martinez from the right-hander, John Madden. He's 6'4", 225, and his next pitch is a fastball outside. Brett Martinez has had a good night. He walked in the first, lined out to center in the 4th, and walked leading off the 7th. Bottom of the 9th inning, 3-1 Fort Wayne. Runner at first station, nobody out. Madden delivers, and ball 2 is upstairs. John Madden kind of flicks the ball in. He short arms it. Madden was 2-5 in 38 games. He led the Northwest League in appearances in his rookie year of ball. 38 appearances, 5 saves, a 2-5 record last year in rookie ball. John's 2-1. Bouncer to the left side, base hit. Stacia stops at second, and the Kernels have the tying runs aboard with nobody out here in this bottom of the 9th inning. Now the question becomes, Flint Whipkey's one of the hottest hitters in the Kernel lineup. Bobby Magallanes has a tough choice to make. Do you take a chance on letting Whipkey swing away with his hot bat, or do you have Flint try to bunt the runners over? I'm not sure what the Kernels will try. Let's see. The Kernels have the tying runs at first and second with nobody out. One of the reasons Diane Ronan joined us was to try to kind of change our karma, our luck, our fortune, and so far, so good. We're in the bottom of the 9th, and it's first and second with nobody out for Flint Whipkey. I'm still not sure whether the Kernels will bunt with Flint or have him swing away. The Wizards are guessing as well. Is Flint swinging? Yes, and a swing and a miss on a pitch down and in, strike 1. Whipkey singled to right in the first inning, hit into a double play, a hard one-hop smash to Abraham Aguilar in the 4th, and then grounded out to first in the 7th. Stacia walked to start the 9th. Brett Martinez bounced a single just to the left of the third baseman, Seth Johnston, into left field.
I pace a lot.
Oh, hey.
It's like this.
Hey, I understand that. I was on the edge of my seat when I was a Cardinal fan every night. Ball 1 is low to Flint Whipkey, and I loved listening to Harry Carey and Jack Buck when I was growing up. As a Cardinal fan, that is not a sound effect of a locomotive. That's the real thing beyond the right center field wall. There is a train rumbling across Rockford. Bouncer to third, and the only play to first. That's as good as a bunt. The tying runs are at second and third as the third baseman, Seth Johnston, throws out Flint Whipkey. Flint, unknowingly, he wasn't meaning to sacrifice, but in a way he did, as he broke his bat and grounded out to shallow third. Second and third, 1 out, and Mark Trumbo the batter. A base hit would likely tie it. A home run would send us all home ecstatic. There's a base open, but I don't think the Wizards would ever put the winning run aboard. That's kind of an unwritten rule in baseball that you never put the winning run on. So Trumbo should get something to swing at. He's driven in the only Kernel run with the leadoff homer in the fifth, and he takes a strike at the knees. The crowd all over the plate umpire. Oh, the crowd was all over the plate umpire, Anthony West. They thought that pitch was blowing away to Mark Trumbo. Stacia at third, Martinez at second, bottom of the ninth inning, 3-1 Wizards, one out, and the 0-1 to Mark.
No.
Is dribbled foul up the first base or third base line, strike two. EO, Eric Owens picks it up, and now Mark has to guard the plate a little bit.
Are these the real umpires?
Yes, Diane, these are the professionals who have just come back off a long and bitter strike. No one wins in a strike.
They got $100 more a month, and that's all I need.
I'll tell you what. John Madden is taking his time. Second and third, tying runs in scoring position for the Kernels here in this bottom of the ninth inning. The 0-2 to Mark is low, a changeup. This crowd of 2,005, including all the folks on the Randy Keelhoffen's Picnic Pavilion and left from Archer's Daniel Midland, ADM, and McLeod USA are on their feet. Mark Trumbo. Straightaway stance. Right-handed batter. Waits for the 1-2. And corks it hard and foul into the Fort Wayne bullpen on the ground. Mark has really been swinging the bat well. He extended his hitting streak to 6 with the leadoff home run, his 9th of the year, back in the 5th inning. Stacia walked to open the ninth. The Wizards made a pitching change, going to their closer, John Madden. Madden surrendered a single to Brett Martinez to left. Clint Whipke broke his bat and bounced out to third, with Stacia advancing to third. The tying run, Martinez, is at second. The 1-2 to Mark Trumbo. Ground ball! Ball! Foul! Oh, brother! Foul ball! We waited forever for the plate umpire to call it foul, and Mark Trumbo came within an inch of tying this game. Foul ball past third. The plate umpire, Anthony West, came out in front of home plate and kept shaking his hands up and down, up and down, up and down, and then he finally, forever and a day, Diane Ronan, finally pointed foul.
Oh, it hurts.
Listen to this crowd.
Oh, that's so disappointing, because I thought it was fair.
Well, we all did too, Diane. I thought it was fair, but no argument from the Colonel dugout, no argument from Eric Owens, no argument from the guy that probably had the best view of it at third base, Heinley Stacia. Ooh, that brings Tom Bradley, the former big leaguer with the Giants and White Sox, out to the mound to tell John Madden to throw something else. Mr. Shucks has everybody revved up down the right field line, the Colonel mascot. All right, let's reset it for you. Bottom of the ninth, one out, tying runs in scoring position for the Kernels. Stacia at third. Martinez at second. Mark Trumbo at the plate. Waits for the next delivery from John Madden, and it's low and in, ball 2.
What do you think the pitching coach told him?
Boy, Diane, that was a question we can ask Kernan. It had to be something about where he's locating the pitch, because Trumbo is getting the good part of the bat on the ball. He probably told him either keep it inside or keep it out of the strike zone. That's only a guess, though. The 2-2 to Mark. Ground ball to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop, throws to first, out, 1 run scores. It's a 1-run game. Mark Trumbo narrowly missed tying the game on a chopper to deep short, backhanded by Jesus Lopez. Stacia scored. Lopez thought about throwing to third, but Brett Martinez would have beaten that peg, so he threw to first. The only tool that Mark Trumbo lacks is speed, and that's the reason Mark was out at first. He drives in a run, though. He's driven in 2 of the Colonel 3, and now Larry Infante will try to tie this game. Larry Infante ordinarily likes to swing early in the count, has the tying run at third, 2 out. It's a 3-2 Wizard lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning as John Madden comes set. The first pitch to Larry. A deep drive to left, near the wall, and it is a 2-run homer. It's a 2-run homer. The Cardinals have won it. 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 The Cardinals win it. The Cardinals win it. Here in the 9th inning. The Cardinals win it. The Cardinals win it. It's a mob scene on the field. It's a mob scene on the field. Larry Infante. Larry Infante. Larry Infante is in a 2-run homer. Larry Infante.
It's a miracle.
Oh, Diane, you said if you came up here, Mr. Shucks is bowing from the Colonel dugout, on his knees bowing to the Colonels. Kernan Roden, Diane, Kernan Roden is waving to you. Larry Infante. It's a 2-run homer. Onto the Randy Keelhoff and his picnic pavilion. And the Colonels are going just crazy.
I'm going to come again every night.
Oh, Diane, what an ending. What an ending to the game. Kernan's heading out to the mound, perhaps to try to get the home run ball. I'm not sure,
No,
Diane.
he's going to get just the whatever.
The Rosenbag?
Yeah, the Rosenbag.
All right.
Because
Larry Infante leaping high into the air as he crossed home plate, mobbed by his teammates. Oh, brother, the Colonels have won this game 4-3 on a 2-out, 2-run homer onto the Randy Keelhoff and his picnic pavilion by Larry Infante. Larry Infante is in a 2-run homer, and the Colonels win it 4-3. They make a winner out of Tommy Mendoza. Oh, Nelson Mendoza.
Oh,
Nelson.
that's so awesome.
Wow. I cannot believe that Angelinos Mendoza and Tommy's father are jumping in ecstasy along with us. Larry Infante on the first. We said he likes to swing early in the count, and brother, did he. Larry Infante hit one on top of the Randy Keelhoff and his picnic pavilion. It's very ironic, Diane. Yesterday we thought in his first at-bat, Larry had hit one onto the Randy Keelhoff and his picnic pavilion, but they called it a double.
I know, because I asked Kernan about that. I thought it was a home run because it hit the top.
We hit the guide wire.
Well, if it comes back, it's a double. If it goes into the stands, it's a home run.
Well, thankfully that one did not come back. Wow, the Colonels win it in the most dramatic style all season long, 4-3.
Oh, that was exciting.
Oh, Diane, I'll tell you what.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed
Are you
this
kidding
so
me?
much.
Thank you, Diane. My goodness. But Kernan said, John, maybe if my wife comes up for a visit, it might just change things for the better. And oh, brother, what a great finish for the Colonels. 4-3 Colonels. The winning pitcher, Tommy Mendoza, he's 4-5. The loser for Fort Wayne, John Madden. John Madden is the loser, and his record is now 1-2. The game only took 2 hours and 9 minutes. And we'll be back in just one moment with the Colonel Curtain Call here on the Colonel Radio Network.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonel, John Rogers.
We have a postscript to our dramatic ninth-inning Colonel win. Larry Infante on the first pitch from John Madden, belting a game-winning 2-run homer with 2 out, and Brett Martinez at third. Larry Infante wins it 4-3 for the Colonels, wins it for Tommy Mendoza. We heard from Diane Ronan, the wife of Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan. Now we want to hear from Colonel assistant Sonia Massey. Sonia, you have a very poignant observation about the Colonel player who won the game with the 2-run homer with 2 out in the ninth, Larry Infante.
Sure do, John. I was just telling you that every night, win or lose, Larry Infante is always down there signing balls and signing autographs for the kids that are sitting at the dugout.
After the game.
After the game, every night, he's always got a big smile on his face, win or lose. He's always the last one out there. I always watch him when we're doing the post-game show. And tonight, he deserves to be down there. And he's down there signing every single ball. And he does not go back into the dugout on any night unless he signs all those home runs. And tonight, boy, he made us realize why we really love baseball. What a good guy.
Oh, Sonia, thank you so much for that poignant and touching observation about one of tonight's heroes, Larry Infante. Sonia Massey, Colonel Assistant, telling us that Larry's always the last to leave the Colonel dugout because he's smiling and glad to give autographs. Welcome back to the Colonel Curtain Call, where the Colonels win their most dramatic game of the year, 4-3 on a 2-out, 2-run homer in the ninth by Larry Infante. Tommy Mendoza was on the hill tonight for the Colonels, and in the second inning, he surrendered a 1-out double to Seth Johnston, and then Nick Hundley, who drove in all 3 Wizard runs, followed with an RBI single to left to make it 1-0 Fort Wayne. The Wizards made it 2-0 in the fifth inning when Nick Hundley belted his third home run of the year, his second hit of the night, and it was 2-0 Fort Wayne. Mark Trumbo, who drove in 2 of the 4 Colonel runs, extended his hitting streak to 6 games with a leadoff home run onto 8th Avenue inside the left field foul pole over the Randy Kehl-Humphrey's Picnic Pavilion. Trumbo's home run made it 2-1 Wizards. The Fort Wayne Wizards made it 3-1, though, in the top of the 7th inning. A 2-out home run by Nick Hundley, his second straight, and it was Fort Wayne leading 3-1 as we went into the bottom of the 9th inning. Meanwhile, before we got to the bottom of the 9th, Tommy Mendoza pitched 9 innings tonight, allowed only 3 runs on just 7 hits, struck out 7 Fort Wayne batters, and walked 1. Tommy Mendoza, the reason the Colonels still had a chance to rally, which they did in the bottom of the 9th inning. On a 3-2 pitch, Heinley Stacia got the 9th started as he walked. Brett Martinez had to face the Wizard starter, John Madden. Fort Wayne lifted Joel Santo after that leadoff walk to Stacia. Brett Martinez bounced a single into left. Flint Whitke then broke his bat and bounced out to third. Stacia went to third. Martinez advanced to second on Whitke's bouncer to third. Mark Trumbo battled and battled, nearly tied the game on a hot shot foul just past third. We thought the ball was fair, but there was no argument from the Colonel dugout, and Mark Trumbo, after a visit from pitching coach Tom Bradley, the Wizard pitching coach, visited the mound. Mark grounded to deep short. Stacia scored to make it 3-2 Fort Wayne. Martinez went to third, and Mark Trumbo was thrown out, driving in his second run of the game, and it was 3-2 in favor of Fort Wayne. John Madden's first pitch to Larry Infante was hit high and deep to left, over the left fielder Javis Diaz's head, onto the Randy Kehl-Humphrey's Picnic Pavilion by just a smidgen. Larry Infante won the game in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 2-out, 2-run homer, and he sent this crowd of 2,005, including myself, Colonel Ronan's wife, Diane, and Colonel Assistant Sonia Massey, into sheer delirium. Absolute delirium here at the ballpark. Wow, the Colonels win it 4-3. Here's the final line score. For the Colonels, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. We left 3. Fort Wayne, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They only stranded 2. Winning pitcher, he went the distance, Tommy Mendoza. Tommy is now 4-5, and I bet they're still jumping up and down in Hialeah, Florida, where Tommy's father, Nelson, listens into our broadcast on the internet at Kernels.com. And Tommy's mom, Nelson's wife, Angelinos, also, I'm sure, is just overjoyed as Tommy is the game winner. The loser is John Madden. He's won 1 and lost 2. The game only took 2 hours and 9 minutes. 2005, we're here to see it. 4-3 Colonels. We'll be back in just a moment with the PRC play of the game here on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money only Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, a pasta makes you feel. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
So welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. The most memorable game of the first half unfolded here this evening before a crowd of 2,005. Let's tell you that two of the four Colonel runs scored on home runs, and that means another $50, $25 per home run to the Haycap Food Reservoir from PRC's Community Care. PRC's Community Care donates $25 per Colonel home run to help reduce hunger in our community and to help bring food home to our communities hungry. And the two home runs by Trumbo and Infante now run the Colonel total on the year to 40 home runs, and that's $1,000 that PRC's Community Care has donated to the Haycap Food Reservoir. The Colonels trailed this game going into the bottom of the ninth. Joel Santo had given the Colonels one run on 3 hits. That one run was Mark Trumbo's leadoff home run in the 5th inning. Santo walked Hindley Statia to start the ninth, and that brought in John Madden. Madden surrendered a single to Brett Martinez. Flint Whipke advanced the runners to second and third with a ground ball out. Mark Trumbo, after narrowly tying the game with a ground ball past third, bounced out to short. Statia scored to make it 3-2 Fort Wayne. Martinez went to third, and that brought up Larry Infante. Here's our PRC play of the game.
Larry Infante ordinarily likes to swing early in the count, has the tying run at third, 2 out. It's a 3-2 Wizard lead here in the bottom of the ninth inning as John Madden comes set. The first pitch to Larry. A deep drive to left, near the wall, and it is.
He was bowing to Larry Infante and the Colonel crew, and I'm sorry I got a bit carried away there, but Diane Ronan was here, the wife of Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan, and so was Colonel assistant Sonia Massey. And when the ball left the bat, I just didn't know if it had enough to get first over Javis Diaz's head and left or onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. It did, and the Colonels won it 4-3 with a 3-run rally in the bottom of the ninth inning. That's our PRC play of the game. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. They call their benefit package Life Essentials, and those benefits include a 401k retirement savings plan, casual dress code, flexible schedule, medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance. Our PRC play of the game, Larry Infante sending this crowd into an uproarious celebration with a 2-out, 2-run homer. Larry, a left-handed batter, socked it onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion to make a winner out of Tommy Mendoza. We'll be back in a moment with a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Colonel Curtain Call.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
We're back as the Colonels are celebrating, taking the lead in this series 2-1. A 3-run rally in the bottom of the ninth. Larry Infante belting a 2-run homer. Mark Trumbo drove in 2 of the Colonel 4 runs. Tommy Mendoza walked 1, struck out 7, and allowed just 3 runs in 9 innings. And the Colonels won it in the most thrilling, dramatic style you can imagine here tonight. 4-3 over Fort Wayne. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler, we can now bring you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's start in the National League. Both games are final. Both were one-run contests. At RFK Stadium, the Rockies edged the Nationals 4-3 tonight, and at Great America Ballpark, the Brewers trimmed the Reds 6-5. Two finals in the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Baltimore at Rogers Center in the Battle of the Birds. The Orioles flew past the Blue Jays 6-4, and a final from Arlington, Texas, at the ballpark in Arlington. It was the White Sox. The White Sox shelled Texas tonight 8-3. They're in the bottom of the 10th inning at Comerica Park. The Devil Rays and Tigers are tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 10th. And just underway, our parent club, the Angels, hopefully some of our Colonel magic can rub off on the parent club. The Angels batting in the bottom of the first, no score, with the Royals. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, Gary Schubat, and Al Shetler. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Well, I'll tell you what, two good friends of mine, Rick Sampson at KMRY. Rick, I know you're already sound asleep because you come in at 3:30 in the morning at 1450. Rick, you'll have a wonderful report tomorrow on the sports. Scott Unash, who will be with us here tomorrow for the 1140 South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Scott, I bet you were listening tonight. I know Rick Sampson has to go to bed early, but Scott, they'll be talking about this one for a long time. The Kernels rally in the bottom of the ninth to win it 4-3. Scott will be with us, four-time Iowa Sportscaster of the Year. Scott Unash will join us tomorrow for the noon start. It's a Triple Play Tuesday. Any regular sandwich, beverage, and chips for just $5. Please meet me at the stadium. Not much more to say about this one than wow. Larry Infante delivers a two-out, two-run homer onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. This crowd absolutely went delirious. They were happy. They were joyous. Larry leaped up onto home plate into the arms of his 24 teammates and the Colonel coaching staff. The Colonels win it 4-3. South Slope Communications Triple Play Showtime tomorrow morning, 1140. Please meet us at the stadium for the noon start. The final, once again, the Colonels rally in the bottom of the ninth for 3 runs, make Tommy Mendoza a winner, and win it in the most thrilling and dramatic fashion possible, 4-3. That does it. This has been Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.